What's up with y'all? Yo, the Iran deal over with. Trump, know what I mean, agreed to pay these people 300 and some $billion. And the question I'm asking is the gas cheaper in your area? And, you know, that was a big thing though, right? Like everybody, that was what was affecting us immediately. Gas is gas cheaper and food prices low. That was the excuse for the rise and all of this shit, right? Was it worth it? And is it going to be worth it to pay these people 300 million dollars, as they say that they agreeing to pay these guys? What type of shit is that? Who does that? What have they done to deserve $300 million? They lost. F they lost. Feel me? Smash that like. Come in. Come in. Come in. Let's get this conversation. Hell, what's good with y'all, man? What's good with everybody? I'm cooling, enjoying my. I mean, it's kind of. It seems like it's about to rain today. Hold on. Come in. Come in. Come in. What's good with y'all? Mm. Yeah, this whole shit, you know what I mean? It just seemed a little shaky that, okay, we went in, we snuck these people, right? We snuck these people, and then we went in and what did we do? We said we was going in to save these people. I don't see no Iranians in the streets running around in the streets like, yay, yay, Donald Trump saved us. I don't see none of it. You feel me? Nobody's running in the street saying that they've been, and that was supposed to be one of the main things, right? He was supposed to be saving Iran from this evil dictatorship. I don't see no. I didn't, even while it was going on, nobody was trying to. You know what I mean, flip flop over anything. Like it's kind of hard to even phantom what's going on. Smash that like 7 of y'all in here, man. 7 of y'all in here. The war is over. What you think, man? Is shit getting cheaper or what? Make sure you're taking a poll as you come in too. But yeah, they say, I mean, Donald Trump has agreed to pay these people $300 billion. $300 billion. Who the fuck gets paid $300 billion and they supposed to have lost? Know what I'm saying? Wow, I missed that. I ain't get up early enough. They had the tall ships, which is nothing but the it's like the when the slave ships was coming in to sell their shit, they celebrating that this weekend. It's called Harborfest. And maybe I'll go down there and show y'all how the tradition of celebrating when the slaves come in, when the money pop off, is a tradition around here. Smash that like the 300 billion is unfrozen funds, not taxpayer money. Okay, that's what they're saying, but that's what the 1.7 billion that Obama gave out was unfrozen funds. The 300 billion that Iran is getting is not unfrozen funds from what I read. It's money from the taxpayers. It's concessions to pay for damaging their stuff. You know, United States not telling y'all this, but they was hating on them so much that they destroyed their navy installations and everything. And then what if another country did us like that? If they had $300 billion worth of shit, imagine if they hit us. We got the largest naval base in the area around here. Chucky, what's up, Chucky? Chucky, yeah, Chuck. What part of Virginia was you coming to? You never told me. You probably done went through there now. What part of Virginia was you in? And yeah, Chuck, this weekend they having the slave jump, Harborfest. A lot of black people stopped um dealing with it once they found out really what it was. Because in their inner psyche, they must have forgot that's where they sold their ancestors at. If their ancestors ever got sold there, can you Can y'all imagine that they say we are all a slave peoples? Why don't our peoples have any memory of somebody telling them a story of how they brought them over here? We don't have none of that. No, it's like one out of a billion stories that somebody is explaining how they were transported or transatlantic slave trade property. We don't have none of that. Oh, you was in Chester. Was it Chester or Chesterfield? That because it's a replenishment center in that might be the same thing, Chesterfield and Chester. The only reason Trump is divided America is because the media hates him. Obama is a sack of shit, but the media hated Obama too, depending on who it was. It's 21 of y'all in here. The media act like they loved him, but they hated him because if the United States loved Obama so much, he'll be president again, no matter what. Anything. And you say, well, it's against the Constitution. You know what? Anything they want to happen in America, it will happen, family. Um, Smash that like the war's over. The question I'm asking is the gas back cheap in your area? Okay, Chester. Chester. That must was that's up north, ain't it? Where's that then? Because it's a Chesterfield that's like 30 minutes away from here, Chesterfield County. How far was that from Petersburg, fam? On my 18th birthday, I was in Chesterfield County on my 18th birthday. My cousin lived in Petersburg in Colonia Heights area. I went up there to see him. I had an ounce of weed. My boy Easy had an ounce of weed. I was 18. Riding. We were riding too. Smash that like, man. Chuck, has the diesel been going down? Has the diesel gas been going down? Because you know that was one of the main things everybody was complaining about. Would the gas level, would the gas go back down after that you know what I mean, this war? Because that's what they was blaming it on. And even the food prices. Will the food prices go back down? That's what they was blaming on, attributed to that they had to pay for the diesel to get it to y'all. So now what? Would there be a drastic, I mean, changing everything that we paying for because like everything was attributed to the price of the high diesel. Oh, I can't do this because the diesel's too high yet. I mean, let's see a little bit. Okay. Yeah, because the gas went back to where it was at though. Because remember the gas was around 382 to 374 a gallon. It went back to that. I will admit that. My gas had shot up to $4, 397. But now it did go back down. I mean, I will admit that the gas went back down. So that therefore the food shouldn't be so expensive. So they should be giving us some leeway with the food now. But they'll probably because once you're willing to pay something, I've learned that they do too much changing. Once you're willing to pay something, they don't really go back on it. Like oh, this the new norm. They'll pay that shit. They'll pay it forever. Then now, smash that like y'all. Well, yeah. I think I'm gonna do a grocery order today so I can round about 10. Because I'm telling you, no bullshit. If you notice that when that gas was high as hell, you they added an extra $25 onto your groceries. It was taken away. Shit was going up. Want too many things that usually be on sale this time. Look, we can't give it to you this time. It's 30 y'all in here, man. Double tap that screen, man. Double tap that screen. Is the gas getting cheaper in your area now that Trump has agreed to pay these people $300 billion, and everybody was crying about the 1.7 billion that Obama gave them. And I was trying to tell everybody that Obama was giving them their money back, right? Which seemingly might have been the interest off of their money because the Shah of Iran, when he ran out of town, when the Muslims came, he left a lot of money on the table, and it has incurred unrealized gains. Now it's gains, but Donald Trump ain't giving them no 300 billion dollars of their money. That don't even sound right. Donald Trump is giving them $300 billion of our money, and I say our as the taxpayers. Now nobody is running around crying and hollering that these people all the way across the world about to get some of this bread, but you'll cry and say people getting EBT and all these subsidies, in which the same people crying about people getting EBT are either getting it or somebody close to them because the majority people in the country are the ones who get the majority of it. It wouldn't matter with EBT if what's popping, family? What's up with you, TMB? How you this morning, man? Is the gas prices going low? I know you in Texas. Gas should be low anyway, the home of gas for America. Is gas prices getting low on your side of things, TMB? Dude, oh no. That is the 200 billion and 300 billion is on top of the 200 billion of Iranian funds. Okay. Damn. So not only are they releasing some Iranian money, 200 billion, we're going to give them 300 billion. Does that even is even more crazy? And then what y'all not realizing that um we're going to have to pay for this war. Not to mention we're gonna have to pay some money out to them. We're gonna have to pay for this war. So chalk on another 300 billion for the American citizens. So that's what we up six. They're gonna get goddamn gone shit. They're gonna get their three and they're gonna get two. So that's five. God damn. Smash that light before 9/11. You say gas was 99 cents a gallon, but you know the dollar that we was spending was way different. You got to spend more dollars now to get more. If y'all ain't noticed, because the dollar ain't shit. Back then, the dollar was probably 70 cents. The dollar is probably 30 cents now. Whoa, 359. That's crazy. That's a dope price right there. 359. I can live with that. I mean, shit, we all can. We was about to um. Nobody won't buck, and we was about to pay $5 a gallon if they would have pushed it. You know what I'm saying? 9/11 ruined everything. God damn, you got to be mad with your government because about that then, because they say the government has something to do with 9/11. Greenland asked Trump to invade them now. They want the same deal Iran got. Wow. Shit. Trump was even giving them a sweeter deal. He wasn't gonna bomb shit, but he was gonna give everybody there $100,000. Like that would have been even a sweeter deal. You know what I mean? Smash that light. Cardnut, what's going on? What's your favorite car, Cardnut? Alabama, 349. Wow, you beat Texas out. You be and that's a cheap price to be in a metropolis right there. Because TMB is in Houston. He in a big ass metropolis where shit, the traffic don't stop 24/7. Alabama 349. Wow, man. And especially with the cost of living there, 349, that's a dope price. Damn. I remember the cheapest I can remember that I actually not without assuming a gas. I remember gas was $1.25 at one time. Shit, now I probably higher in the hood. You know, it's opposite. Shit that should be cheaper in the hood, the people in the hood always get price gouged. So if it's 359 in the middle class, it's probably 360, 360, 162 in the hood. You know, they always price gouge the hood. If you want it, you're gonna pay for it. You know how that shit go. Stifle them. They always try to do they part to hold you back. And then they now they try to do it so that so slick that you can't tell that's holding you back. Shoot from the Blood Files. Good morning. What's going on with you, sis? I have a V8 that is chilling in the garage. I've been using the e-bike to get to work. Okay, Infidel, have you donated to the BMC e-bike fund? I'm raising money to go ahead and cop one of them shits. And Lightbot just dropped the link above. All I'm asking is $1 towards the BMC e-bike fund. Know what I mean, and it's greatly appreciated. The Cash App is posted above. The Cash App is Black Money Trust. $ Black Money Trust. Y'all get over there and show some support for the BMC e-bike, especially you. You know what I mean? The freedom that the e-bike gives you. I could ride around all day in the car and take y'all to some dope sites, but it'd be even doper and it'd be healthy for me to get out there and get on the bike. And then I'll have that added that if I get tired, I cut the engine on the ass. Okay, you from Cleveland and Jerry. What's the gas prices like? And y'all think the food gonna go down now that they was putting it on the high gas prices? You think the food gonna go down? Shit, gas came down. What's the new standard price? LSD. You must be still in the LSD dream because the gas has went down. I'm gonna say that gas has went down damn near 20 cents. but it shot up 20 cents, so it just went back to where it was at. Basically. And shit, they don't have to do that. Usually y'all when something go up, it stay up. And then when the next time something happen, we gas went up. Shit, when did it go down? But now I actually seen it. The day that Donald Trump signed that deal, that shit, zoop. Where you at, LSD? You got to be somewhere crazy for it to be still $5. They playing with y'all. You better go in there. Is Habibi running the store? You better go in there and ask Habibi what's going on, man. LSD. Shout out everybody coming through. Jerry Hayes, LSD. I I am an infidel. The Boy Fast, TMB, everybody. Make sure y'all double tap that stream and share me out too so we can get this dope conversation here. Is the war is over. Is gas cheaper? That's what I'm asking here. If somebody said still $5 by him, god damn, where you at? You late as fuck. I am info. That was 5 days ago when they really finished that shit that they found that algae in the water, man. You talking about the algae that's in the water that in front of the reflecting pool? That was full of algae. What you talking about? In what water? They say the war's still going on. It's on hold though. While everything and that's one thing. Who negotiates with people that they claim they destroyed their infrastructure, and then they say that we don't. First and foremost, we don't negotiate with terrorists. But then they say their whole infrastructure was destroyed, and they didn't have any. So who are they making the deals with if they don't fucked up their people whole chain of command? That's what the whole time. Another thing we heard Iranians say shit. They just been banging back, banging, also banging, attacking other shit as well as when they attack Iran, Iran hit back. But that's the only way to go. You know what I'm saying? Eminem and Marilyn Manson, how did they only affected a small faction of America. Eminem, he kind of like brought America together, to be honest. I don't listen to his music. But his standpoint was no matter what color I am, I'm dope. I'm making music. And you know what I mean? And some of y'all can relate to it in all different genres, ages, and races could relate to Eminem because a lot of people have mother issues, woman issues, want to raise their kids and do the right thing, or just life's barriers. He kind of like Eminem. Now I don't listen to him and I don't even feel like he like in the top 10 rappers, but his music from the people that I know that like him, he has a plethora of different people, and he did not have a message of anti anything dealing with race or pro anything. He wasn't pro black, he wasn't pro white, he was just himself. So that was the beauty of Eminem. I don't think he was one of the best rappers. I think maybe it was one of the best things that American music allowed to happen because if they didn't want Eminem on that screen, probably putting him up there with the greatest, you know what I mean? But I say that it's Friday, so the Eagle flies on Friday, y'all. Get over there and drop some of that money off, you know what I mean, to your respective communities before you let corporate America get it. Y'all know the Eagle flies on Friday. Everybody should have had got their paycheck and they stipend by now or whatever. Know what I'm saying? So before you spend it all in corporate America or the ABC store and go back and forth to goddamn whip whopper burgers and all that. Make sure you drop some off to the mom and pops in your respective communities where you're white, black, Chinese, or whatever. Support yours so there'll be no excuse when they ask you, did you do your part? You feel me? Even if they see you with the iPhone and the Lululemon on and the Jordans and shit, if you do your part and help support the community, ain't nothing to be said. I did what I had to do for you. I did this for me. You understand what I'm saying? So the Eagle flies on Friday. Make sure y'all drop some off in the community, man. There are two governments running Iran, and you go to Trump and Israel fighting with it. It's not two governments running Iran, dude. It's not two governments running Iran. They have a hierarchy. One, it's just like we have a three different branches. They have the religious branch, which is for the spiritual mind, and then they have the political, and which is backed by the IRGC, which is the you know what I mean the muscle behind it. They got three branches too. You say bless who? Bless Trump, Jerry. Smash that like y'all. 38 of y'all in here, man. Gas, is it going down? Well, going down or going up. You know what I'm saying? In your area. Smash that like. I'm gonna say like I said, it's going down in my area. It had got up to as much as like 415. It's like 382 right now. And look right here. This one day it was 420. Matter of fact, 423. And this one we was at the height of Operation Full Fury. It was at 423. And that's high for this area. But now that I didn't take a picture of it, but last I checked, even at this same Wawa I was at, it's around I when I looked over there, it was like 382. And you know what I'm saying? So it's the food going down too, because everybody was because eggs had shot back up and everything that was seemingly on sale and you can get a deal, a BOGO for it, they stopped doing it at that time because they was claiming that they got to pay for the diesel to get it there. So I mean, there go your deal because we got to pay to get it here. Mad every day about having lost Obama was a loser who did nothing for black people and got many with drone attacks, innocent people. Wow. Dark. Let me ask you something. Obama did a lot for the LGBTQ community, right? And with saying that, ain't some black people remember that? So there was some black people that he did something for. And that's the thing. Can you tell me what Trump has done for white people? If you because Trump a white president, Obama's considered to be a colored president. So can you tell me what Trump has done for for white people? If you leave it up to y'all, he did more for HBCUs and now I mean, assuming y'all associate HBCUs with black people, he did more for HBCUs than any president. So that's more than he did for any white person. Because can you tell me something that Trump has done for white people besides run your gas up, make you look stupid as fuck all around the world? You know what I'm saying? Almost get y'all head blew the fuck off at the UFC shit. And ain't nobody saying nothing about it. A bunch of white boys was about to tear that motherfucker up. The NWACP sucks, dude. Don't nobody fuck with the NWACP in the black community. They know that's like the fucking LGBTQ. Um, they just organizations, man. They not the people. They know just like the United States government. It's just a name. They don't come out here and do shit. Yes, it does. Why doesn't it matter? You always come in and ask what Obama did for black people. Why doesn't it matter if he ain't about the one group? See, y'all, you know what I mean, y'all don't make you don't make sense, dude. But you're right. One thing you're right about. He screwed us all. But it does matter because you'll come in here and say, "What did Obama do for black people?" Look, Obama was one of the worst people in America. Here's Obama sent pilots of cash. Obama ain't sent no pilots of cash. The United States government administration sent them pilots of cash. Trump made white supremacy relevant, not irrelevant. That's why we have people like Jake Lang in our lexicon, Erica Kirk in our lexicon, um, Nick Fuentes in our lexicon. Everybody that seemingly that's associated. They might not, you know what I mean? What's the dude from the Proud Boys? All that shit is supremacy. He didn't make it irrelevant. He made it relevant and he brought it to the forefront. But get back on that Obama president and Trump shit. What y'all be like, what did Obama do for black people? He wasn't supposed to do anything for black people. Nothing. He did it for Americans, gay, lesbian, bi, trans, queer, plus Americans. And it was black people involved in that. Y'all got to realize, for good or bad, whatever a president does to Americans, he does it to black people, he does it to white people. So there's the benefit of it. I can, like I just said, ask you, what did Trump do for white people? I'm waiting. That's the thing. You'll come in and say, "What did Obama's not black? Obama's African, dude." Wow. Yeah, I know y'all understanding on this shit is iffy wiffy, but you say you think it's gonna go down to at least $2. Damn. Yeah, and the leader of the Proud Boys is Puerto Rican. No, he Cuban. Trump ain't do that. That's because he fucked the dollar up. You're right. He did do that. He did all that because he fucked the dollar up, infidel. And that 401k is now being used by Elon Musk with the SpaceX. I got me some SpaceX stock. You better, especially if you got a 401, because your 401 is collateral. It's being used. If his shit don't work, your 401 is gone like that. Gone in 60 seconds, family. I can tell a lot of y'all just dealing off of y'all chest. Y'all ain't never put nothing in y'all head about what's really going down. Know what I'm saying? I ain't never met a MAGA supporter in real life. I met somebody who's a Republican and don't like Democrats, but a MAGA supporter. I ain't never met one in real life, let alone a black one. But it's like thousands of them online. More, no, he didn't allow the rainbow people. He allowed the LGBTQ plus. That's like the more robotic side of the things. With the gender bender people, the LGB, they've been in America and they are a mainstay. You got mamas, daddies, grandmas, granddaddies, uncles, aunts, cousins that are LGB. So cut it. That trans queer, I ain't never met somebody that um recognizes himself as that. But I know a lot of LGB, and you do too. So seemingly they might even be at war, the LGB and the LGBTQ, because if it was the LGB, you would be seeing the rainbow everywhere because that's their shit. That's why it's Gay Pride Month. I mean, Gay Pride Week or what month, or whatever it is, and it's not LGBTQ because it's two different organizations. LGBTQ is a corporation founded by people that fall under that banner. The LGB is the people. You understand? Like Black Lives Matter was a organization. Black Lives is, you know what I mean, in the flesh. And you don't have to tell me I matter because I know my worth, homie. I've never met a Republican. It means you live in. I didn't never say I've never met a MAGA. I met millions of Republicans, dude. So you better learn how to read or listen with your ears, Scott Barney. Matter of fact, Scott Barney, one of my peoples is a Barney too out of Chicago, but they're black. You might be black, Scott. I don't know. You better look in the mirror and ask yourself that because I mean, I don't hear nothing stupid coming out of my mouth. I mean, smash that like, y'all. Smash that like, smash that like. Smash that like. It does. Anything that you ingest knowledge or indoctrination transforms you to something. Whether it be what you was looking for is the question, but anything that you endeavor in that's in feeding your mind, it transforms you. Gas will never reach $2. It hasn't reached $2 since the mid 90s. What's going on, Bam Bam? What's up with you? Good morning. Somebody just said gas was 99 cents before 9/11. Sure, I'm low IQ. Whereas the outrage, the outrage should be that why are we paying $300 billion and when we got to pay for the war, and now we got to pay $300 billion and give them some of their other money too, so they getting $500 billion. to get their ass whooped. Come on, man. Yeah, somebody earlier said it was 99 cent right before 9/11. Right, but it's the indoctrination of it. Y'all know college is more a showpiece. They want you to have that piece of paper just to prove it. And when all actuality, what the fuck did you learn? But you got the paper. A lot of times, even with jobs, you'll study for these jobs and practice for these jobs, and then when you go to them, it'll be shit that you didn't even never learn in the book because they'll take you through all the technical stuff and really is in the shortcut or in the shorter way to do things, man. Smash that like and share me out. But yeah, that shit kills me when somebody come in and say, "What did Obama do for black people?" Number one, Obama is African American. He wasn't supposed to do nothing for black people because we ain't pay him no money. But what did Trump do for all y'all MAGA, the staunch supporters, not Republicans, MAGA? What did he do for white people? And it's not being racist; it's just at rebuttal. You come in and say, "What did Obama do for black people?" What did any president do for black people? You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure some of those LGBTQ plus people that y'all keep getting mad with him about for helping, and so they can leave their some generational wealth with their spouses and their loved ones that they chose to love. You can't tell a man not to love a man and a woman not to love a woman if they love them. You shouldn't be able to even make that decision. Love don't you know what I'm saying? Epic movie clip, Goodwill Hunting. Do you like apples? Nope, I don't. I don't. It's gonna sound a little bit more cliche, but I like bananas as opposed to apples. He made everybody lose their shit, fam. But y'all know what's so crazy? I don't see none of the people that benefited from the Obama stuff complaining. They just existing now. Is they got what they wanted? You notice that? Okay, Obama allowed men to marry men and women to marry women, but where are they at? They already was together, so it wasn't no change in society. Oh, we could see it. You know what I mean? You like Washington apples. Okay, okay. If I do eat an apple, it'll be like a Macintosh or you know what I mean, a sweet red. Something simple, you know what I mean? But getting up in age, you want to stay away from apples. Everybody benefited from Elon. Elon benefited from everybody. You know what I'm saying? Americans, anybody that brought a Tesla. You know what I mean? Anybody that ever endeavored in PayPal or who's using uh Twitter, aka X. You know what I'm saying? First off, BMC, even though being charged for not having health insurance wasn't good, Obama, but you know, Obamacare was just a continuation of the Bush era and a continuation of the Clinton. Every year they changed the name for the president. Trump just put his name on Trump RX with his heavy branding ass. It's obvious the billionaires class shun Trump because he's a straight edge narc. Now he's president. How do you like them apples? Well, the billionaire class did not shun him because the billionaire class is the people that put him in power. The millionaire class shunned him. Now I'm saying the billionaire class is the oligarchs like Elon Musk, Thale, the dudes from BlackRock, Visa, the the, the billionaires. Know what I mean, because you know $1 million ain't shit no more. The new thing is to be a billionaire. Everybody wanted to be a billionaire when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? And now shit, everybody want to be a billionaire. And you know what I mean? That's what we did. Our money done fell off that much that a million ain't shit. Some people are living in $1 million house broke just because property value and all of this shit fluctuating. You blame the coin people. Why you say that? No, it wasn't. What the fuck are you talking about? Yes, it was, Jack. Look at you. You done spit your PPR out. What the fuck? Chill out. Chill the fuck out, man. It's too early in the morning for all that bullshit. What's the coin people? Tell me what any of them motherfuckers did for me. Nothing. Know what I mean? No, the best thing they have done though, just leave me the fuck alone and do what they do. Fuck the country up, because I'm gonna scramble and survive anyway. It's in me to grind and hustle. Is it in you? Seemingly all you do is complain. Tell me what the Democrats did for you or anybody. Scott, don't ask all the questions. Answer some. We got to stop asking questions and answer some of them, people, as Americans. Gas is $3 in Tennessee. God damn. Gas is like 380 something in my area. You know what I'm saying? Trump is the only real president. Wow, Joker. What's going on, Joker? Welcome back in. Vibe says Netanyahu of the world, bro. Netanyahu sucked. Trump just slammed him at the G7. A lot of y'all just run y'all mouth. Did y'all watch the G7 with Trump? With his, he has no loyalty. He just slammed Netanyahu and was praising Iran. Can somebody fuck all this other shit? Can somebody tell me what type of shit is that? He was at the G7 slamming Netanyahu and praising Iran. Who won? Who lost? I mean, to the victor go the spoils. It's seemingly everything's looking like it's in Iranian favor. Iran doesn't automatically get, there's a zillion conditions. So what? They're still getting it. If they lost, it wouldn't be no conditions in my book. Ain't no conditions for a loser. Get your bitch ass over there and do what I say. Not here, take this. That's cool. Chill, chill, chill. Come on, man. I could tell a lot of y'all, I stop making excuses for motherfuckers fucking up, man. He ain't did shit for you. He ain't did shit for you, Joey. Maybe Obama is cool guy, whatever. He just follow orders from his insane party. Salute, infidel. I'm glad y'all realize that. But Donald Trump, he's not leading from any party. He's the leader of his party, which is MAGA. He doesn't associate it with the Republicans or the Democrats because he's not being the president. He's being the commander in chief. His main source of import and who got his back is the Joint Chiefs of Staff. His allies, they're just like those presidents that was with Donald Trump yesterday. Those presidents that was with Obama yesterday, all those presidents, ex-presidents that was at his opening for his center, Trump is with his allies, which is their allies too, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, because all of them are military orientated. And when Trump is in the position of the Joint Chiefs of Staffs, it's a military move. Everything that he's been doing is military moves. He ain't done nothing for the infrastructure. No motherfucking butter, all guns. And if you know the concept of guns and butter for the fiscal year, every year we always choose more guns. He is being controlled by the military industrial complex. If you don't know, he's not doing the job of a president. President is helping the people in the infrastructure. He's doing the job of a military leader. And fuck Trump too, and all of them, Ari. Ain't none of them motherfucking done shit for me. Regardless of where the money comes from, this deal funds the same regime. Right, exactly. Thank you there. Thank you there, Tervell. Shit, if you hurt from me being mad with you, you got pretty thin skin because I don't know you and you don't know me. You could have just had strolled up, but it's all good. I'm not apologizing to you. Fuck you. That's how it is. I mean, you better get strong. The strong survive. I don't want to hear it. Smash that like, y'all. There's 34 y'all in here, man. Yeah, when Obama was president, everyone was at peace and won't nobody crying. But they didn't make him relevant. They just, you know what I mean, shine light on him because they tried to use him in comparison as this or that. And mainly it was because of the color scheme. You know, that'd be the first thing they do. And then, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked the question, Trump versus Obama, who was the better president, who did the better deal? Because at first, everybody, that was one of the main talking points about Iran. Well, Obama gave him some money. Now Trump gave him a goddamn bag. Obama gave him some, you know what I mean, some little chiclet money. Trump gave him goddamn Wrigley's Big League Chew bag money. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. And this shit is crazy that y'all make excuses for a motherfucker that don't give a fuck about you. He ain't gonna make excuses about you. Owe some money out. Be caught up in some of this fraud, and you was doing it to pay your bills or to take care of yourself. Your ass getting snatched up. You can't call Trump and be like, "Look, I'm a white guy, and fuck Obama." He can be like, "Get your white ass off the phone and go do your time." If y'all ever thought about it, only thing Trump do for Americans is send the motherfucking ICE at them or the IRS or the FBI. He don't do shit for Americans but lock them up. But you still come in here and say MAGA and what did Obama do for black people? Nothing. What did any of these presidents do for black people besides using for systematic slavery, whether it's mental or physical? What did he do for you besides run your shit up? And now he gonna send your money to Iran. But you'll still stand there and say, what did Obama do for black people? The same thing Trump did for everybody. Nothing. Smash that like, man. Yeah, there's a reason, Bam Bam, because people don't fuck with him. But then when you realize who's doing it, it be the people that used to fuck with him. Like they get mad and start shooting at him. Like a lot of those people that ran down on him was his former, you know what I'm saying? Shanae, Trump has also been restrictive on guns like the bump stop ban. I think there are restrictions added on length limits and attachments like multi-position triggers. I forgot. But y'all notice that now the Supreme Court say y'all can smoke weed and do all this shit and still own a gun because they know this fucking country is addicted. And if they put the weed and the gun situation next to each other, that'll be the fall of the government because we love our weed but we love our guns even more. And that means illegal ones and people that ride around with them in a gun rack in their truck or that have whole safes full of them. That is an American, you know what I mean? That's as American as PBR and Schlick Smart Liquor Bull. You know what I mean? But that shit, yeah, smash that like y'all. Did the volume come back? Trump don't support big booty Latino shit. If he don't, he'll hit him. I bet you he'll hit some big booty Latino. Trump don't support little booty white people. Americans, you know what I'm saying? That is. Okay, yeah. I had a call in when family called, this shit ain't shit. What's going on with your sister, Joy? Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Shout out everybody coming through. Make sure y'all get over there and show some super support too. Obama, he did what he had to do. He's a politician. Remember, Trump is not a politician. He's the businessman that's been hired by the military industrial complex because they're in power. They can't trust no Democrat or the Republican. So they brought in somebody outside of that community. You know what I mean? That has already was privy to it because he didn't do that much of a good job they just brought him back for the face. Donald Trump is the face. He's the commander in chief of the military industrial complex of the United States right now. And a lot of y'all can't see it. When the last time you seen Donald Trump with 3 or 4 Republicans that want on his staff or on his cabinet with him? He don't fuck with Republicans. When the last time you see him talking to Democrats? All that shit been via Zoom or some shit. But who you see him with is Peach Headsmith and a bunch of military people. And a lot of things that he's doing is geared towards the military. That UFC shit was for rednecks and probably for soldiers and veterans. And all you saw, yes, because it's the 250, so he intermingled it. I'll do something for my little rednecks. And because most soldiers are rednecks, because that's all they want to do is drink liquor and fight. So he is appeasing his core fan base on both levels, but he ain't doing nothing for American people, whether bad or good. What he doing for the military is fucking us up. That's some bad shit. But all the moves he's making are military moves. I mean, who told him, yo, go run up in Iran? We mad with Iran, but the military. You don't hear people riding down the street, fuck Iran. Oh, we need to get Iran. Nope. That was a military move. Who told him to go to Venezuela? We're not privy to whatever Maduro and this 20 Agua gang is doing with underwater submarines bringing drugs. Motherfuckers ain't doing that kind of drug no more. Cocaine and powder is here. Crack and powder is here, but it's not prevalent. Now motherfuckers is fucking doing drug company drugs. Oxycontin. Oxycontin is not created in Trinidad Agua territory in Venezuela. Oxycontin is created somewhere in America in a pill factory. Percocets is not created overseas. It's here now. That's the drug that's more prevalent. Crystal meth that can be created in trailer parks, projects. You know what I mean? Moving vehicles. It's so easy to mix up. You know what I mean? It's volatile, but you know what I mean? Y'all are not Y'all it's too busy playing into your fears on what's your, you know what I mean, feelings on things. You playing into your fear of black people, your fear of this. You're not knowing that. You know what I'm saying? And then just speaking out. But what has Donald Trump done for any American? Somebody will come and say, what's Obama done for black people? What the fuck has Donald Trump done for white people, black people, Chinese people, but cause a bunch of confusion? And now it's saying that he gonna send your money over there. Smash that like, man. I met a lot of Mormons, dude. I fucking read with the Mormons for like 5 years. They used to come to my house, the young boys that be on their eldership with the little white shirt on with the black tie and riding bikes. Their bikes got stolen. I got their bikes back. I went in the hood and said, yo, them dudes that had them, we need them. Bring them to the crib. They brought them, I called them. One time I was sick in the hospital. Something was going on with my chest. Two Mormons had got shot and killed in the area, like in a hospital in another city over. Before they went to that hospital, those two Mormons came to see me. They had an older dude with them that was a Mormon that was the organ player. I even been to a Mormon tabernacle because they were trying to convince me to join the Mormons. I just went to be nosy because you know what I'm saying, intellectual. I can't be intellectual on something, you know what I mean, I found the spirits at first hand. And that shit was like the children of the corn. But yeah, those kids ain't used to watch TV. But when they was at my house, this when 50 Cent was at the height, you know what I mean, the Many Men and all that. I had them listen to 50 Cent, reading the Source magazine. I mean, I was explaining to them the significance of the Jet and Ebony magazine and black culture. You know what I'm saying? Smash that light. Yeah, I know a few moments. I read the book for like I tell you like 5 years, and I used to every one of those kids that came to my area. I guess they left my name on the board, and they used to come holler at me if they had problems or if they just wanted to, you know what I mean, politic and read the book. But I knew they just wanted to come inside and get a good look at what black culture was about and dealing with somebody like me, which I'm well rounded. But my surroundings, and this was when I was in a neighborhood for like 20 years that was a mixed neighborhood, military and all different nationalities and stuff. So it really was probably fascinating for them to be a member of the Latter Day Saints and run across a cat like me that my mind was open to them as well as I was pulling stuff out of their mind and learning what a Mormon was, which it don't got nothing to do with Christianity. Mormons are glorified Masons. Yeah, God don't care what religion you are because we name the religions. Your brain did, not God. Oh, by the way, ever since you mentioned Fetty and his Ghost Rider, he keep popping up in my block at my building. He was surprised that I wasn't starstruck, and he was hating on me now. Who Fetty Wap? Did you ask him about P Dice? Guns on my block, you must be crazy. Did you go check out P Dice? P Dice being Elizabeth, he being Passate, all over. He might be locked up now because I think he got into some beef. But who's the guy that drives the race cars? It's a white guy that's in New Jersey. They got plenty paper because he was backing P Dice at one time. P Dice, man, go Google him. He got that J. How we looking? P Dice is tight, y'all. If y'all like the Fetty Wap, I'm telling you, P Dice is the 50 Cent version of Fetty Wap. Where 50 Cent is the street version of Jay Z. P Dice is the street version of Fetty. I don't know. Nipsey Hussle, I didn't fuck with him. I knew about his music and what he was about, but he was another plant. When he died, oh y'all, I miss Nip. I miss Nip. He would be in the same place he was because he got his super fame after he died. They tried to make him the West Coast Tupac. Y'all notice every area and genre in our culture has somebody that dies and we venerate them. And then it's like a whole shrine, all accumulates to the two main ones, Biggie and Tupac. But every community of you know what I mean, they got their own miters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Nipsey Hussle sucked, man. He wouldn't be big because he got all his goddamn fame after he died. It's sort of like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. I like some of Elvis songs, but I'm not just an Elvis fan. He stole black people music. Something strange happened when man eat mushrooms, but you know men have mushrooms in them. Bacteria. Mushroom ain't nothing but a bacteria, a living culture. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, P Dice like that, man. And he a songwriter, he can rap, he got dope songs, he gangster with it, and he really is a street cat. Also, he's a hell of a motherfucking battle rapper. When the beginning of YouTube, when battle rap was prevalent, like in the streets, like with Meek Mills, Reed Dollars, Joey Jihad, know what I mean, Quilly Mills, MH Kaboom, when Philly had the battle rap scene off the, you know what I'm saying? East Coast for sure, baby. East Coast. Smash that like. The question is quite deceptive. Do you like Trump 300 billion private word remove investment to Iran? No, because you went over there to whoop their ass and you didn't even ask us. All we wake up one morning and you fucking bombing got daggone Ditas Abbey, whatever that place is called, and killing some little girls. And next thing you know, you say it's not a war, it's Operation Full Fury. Next thing you know, every hashtag next to the titles that we talking about this shit is the Iran war. When did we go to war? Y'all don't realize he only had 90 days. The war spread went on for like 17, 18 more days. So that's when we was actually at war. And did Congress ratify this under our motherfucking noses? Because why is it considered? I thought Congress had to declare war. Y'all see, y'all not using y'all brains. Y'all using y'all head for a hat rack. Use your brain, man, to process some information, homie. When and whether the question is deceptive or not, answer it. A good morning, MS819. Y'all get over there, make sure y'all turn on the notification bells too, man. Nipsey was dope as he blew up quick and was the he didn't really blow up quick. Nipsey had a little bit of a run. See, I don't even discuss like commercial rappers like that. That shit, that's brainwashing. When he's that much into your mind that you know all his. I mean, that means you a follower of him. See, some people follow Jesus, some people follow Trump, some people follow Nipsey Hussle, but they won't understand it until they get a new, I mean, cloud to follow. And then that, I mean, it's crazy. Nope. I don't Nipsey Hussle. See, but even if you're just talking about music, it seems more like you could be talking about a deity. But I don't think he was gonna you making decisions for him and everything. It's like when they say, what would Jesus Christ do? Maybe you might be into what would Nipsey Hussle do. That shows you that propaganda, it all depends on how they push it at you. It weighs heavy on the mind. Nah, I don't see too much in the Nipsey Hussle because I look at it like competition. You know what I mean? Being the narcissist that I am, he's competition. You know what I mean? I'm not a rapper, but I'm a you know what I mean? I'm a public persona. You know what I mean? He got a doctorate, I got a doctorate, and you got a doctorate. You know what I mean? We all a corporation, so I look at him as competition. Anybody, all y'all, I look at y'all as competition. The Black Money Corp. Black equals the money corp. Without me, it wouldn't pop. You know what I mean? Your social security card number is no less like an EIN number. Smash that like, man. Word, Jared. You know how we do it. On the East Coast, we don't promote that gang shit. We'll get busy though. We might even get with the gang shit. But for real, the East Coast is made up of like different hustlers and entrepreneurs. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. The East Coast is what drives America. I mean, because it's the beginnings. And everybody want to be like the first Americans. You know what I'm saying? From what they describe them as, but they don't really tell you the truth on that either. It's 16 of y'all in here right now. Can I get all of y'all to double tap the stream simultaneously so that we can get these likes up above, well above 100? You know what I'm saying? Let's get it popping, man. Yeah, Nipsey Hustle music didn't relate to nothing. All of it is trash, family. Rap music is trash, but it ain't rap music. It's hip hop. Hip hop is the monetization of rap. Rap is what you do when you beat on the on the kitchen table and you rap with your cousins and shit, or you make up a little rap on your way to work and you say it all the time. Or for y'all white dudes, when you get around a bunch of black people, you say, "I got a rap," and you say your little hippie bibby 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 wibby. That's rap. But as soon as they found a way to monetize it, now it's hip hop. As well as like they snatched breakdancing out, a defunct um dance style that we wasn't using no more. It was defunct. Motherfucker was breaking their neck and fucking their clothes up, spinning on the linoleum and shit. They'd have snatched that shit up and put it up in the Olympics. That should tell you something. Something that black people created, they will probably 200 years from now attribute it to some more wild shit. Because 200 for years from now, the way it's going, Black people will be in the central position. White people will be eliminated and will just be absorbed into America for whatever collective that they want to snatch on to. I'm Irish American. I'm German American. But I'm telling y'all, because it's bound to happen. Remember in '89, they predicted that the South would rise again, and it did. But guess what? Now they speak in Spanish. Underlay, mommy, E-I. Uh-oh, ah. So now it's avocados for Mexico. Yeah, East Coast is where it started and is where it's going to end. Yeah, what's your favorite old R&B? Shit, Usher ain't old R&B. Old R&B is goddamn going I did my best, but you said my best wasn't good enough. Usher is the '90s. The '90s was like something different. The '90s was New Jack Swing electrified. Know what I'm saying? Wow. How you know I'm an unpaid comedian, my G? Yeah, you said L Cool J. L Cool J don't LL Cool J got a fruit R&B. He's not known for R&B. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about I need love. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall. In the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as a dove. For the first time in my life, I see I need love. Marvin Gaye, yeah, Marvin Gaye. Hey, yo, a sidebar. Marvin Gaye, you know Marvin Gaye was gay too, right? He slept with Marlon Brando, that won all the people from The Godfather. Everybody be like, he's so handsome. Marlon Brando slept with Richard Pryor, Marvin Gaye, um, Gene Simmons, the white dude with the curly hair. Him, all of them were gay. George Jefferson, Sherman Hemsley, he was gay. The father on what's that with Urkel? He was gay. All of them had a little, you know what I mean, group, but which it doesn't make no difference. But I'm just saying, sometimes you got like they'll give us a bunch of idols, and then when you get to know your idol wouldn't even like people. I'm in love with him. Rock Hudson, they consider him like one of the most handsome men ever to be in Hollywood. Rock Hudson, he was gay. His boyfriend was Gomer Pyle, one of the goofiest white men you know what I mean. You knew who Gomer Pyle is, right? Oh, golly. I mean, Jim Neighbors is his name, and he was also Gomer and Goober. He was Gomer on Andy Griff too, but golly, Gomer Powell, that Marine dude, he actually was gay, which you know what I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it, but I'm just saying, we gotta not get in love with fall in love or fall behind the character. Because Donald Trump as we call him, is a straw man name for Donald J. Trump, you know what I mean? He's playing a role as well as like Zelensky, that guy of Ukraine. Remember, he was a fucking actor. He won a role. He won a big award in Europe for playing the president of Ukraine when they was at war, and now he's the president of Ukraine. Ronald Reagan was an actor. All of this shit, the military industrial complex is running this shit right now. Donald Trump is the commander in chief. He's not the president. The president will be for the people. The president will be trying to make sure everything legit in the infrastructure, not off on all these foreign wars. Like he's doing what soldiers do. So that's who he with. That's why Pete Hegseth is close with him. That's why they changed the fucking shit to the Department of War. He didn't come in and say we're gonna revamp the Department of Education to y'all niggas about to get smart. He came in to change the Department of War. You understand what I'm saying? He's on the phone with the Pentagon more than he's on the phone with the Department of Commerce. Know what I mean? Or at the Department of Education. He's not even everything that Donald Trump is doing is military excursions. And none of y'all ain't riding around. We need to go to Venezuela. We need to hit Cuban X. No. And if y'all haven't noticed, he's got frenemies in Asia now. He's more Asian, know what I mean, China, India. Know what I'm saying? He's dealing with the big boys. What's up, Merd? He's tired of taking care of Europe, know what I mean? He's tired of taking care of Europe, know what I mean? He's like a motherfucker that get in his 40s and have yo, I'm tired of fucking with y'all because I gotta live my life and do something else and see what's else out there. Europe has been up under our wing, you know what I mean, trying to hold on to their colonization, and Trump and them is on some big bank take little bank, like, the only reason you're holding this shit is because we're backing you. So we're gonna let you fly. You know what I mean? It's your obligation to take care of you, and we're gonna get over here and get some of this colonization that y'all was endeavoring for 2, 3, 4, 500 years. And now China, Russia, and United States, what y'all ain't saying is the #1 colonizers on the planet now. You know, China with this Silk Road initiative where they want a port in every, you know what I mean, in the world, in every country in the world, they want the port, if not 10 of them. I mean, the port is no less like a store. I mean, a replenishment center. Bing, 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 bing. For the, I mean, for that trade. That's why the United States need to stop going to war and try to like deal with our commercial boats. No more war boats. We got the shit locked down. Now we need to get that them commerce, them motherfucking tankers out there and those freight ships. That's what we are lacking in that. MAGA, what's up with you, J man? Name 3 reasons why you came in and said MAGA. And it's not to disrespect or go against it, just to see where you is at as a MAGA American. Chilling, gas is 335. What's up with you, Captain? Ridiculous. A good morning. Wow. Judge Sherman says 347. Where you live at? Wow. Is that on the east or the west coast, Judge Sherman? How's your morning? Make sure y'all get over there, turn on the notification too. So when we have these conversations, man, y'all can hit us up. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like. Shout out all my BMC that's in here. Captain Ridiculous. What's up with you? Elon ain't a colonizer. He's a #1 capitalist. And if y'all hating on Elon, don't hate on his SpaceX though, because it can make you some money. I say get over there and get you a little bit of that SpaceX because they getting a little bit of you if you got a 401k. If you got a 401k, all the 401ks in America have to get piled into a hedge fund that's supporting. Well, not all of them. 95% of them have been compiled into a hedge fund that is supporting the SpaceX move to go public the other day. And if you didn't invest in it, you know what I mean, you're doing yourself a great. And if you didn't, especially if you didn't invest in it because you don't like Elon Musk, don't, I mean, don't limit yourself, family. This shit is popping off. Okay, okay, you're going to rebuild a chimney cap. Does that include? Are you going to have to clean the flute too? Do they require you to do that? And when you're doing the chimney cap, are you going to have to do anything that requires work on the fluke? Smash that like, man. Shout out Captain Ridiculous about to go get that money. Shout out all my entrepreneurs about to go get that money. All my hardworking Americans that's getting that money, about to go get that money, or resting because they got that money. And today is Friday. The eagle flies on Friday. Make sure you get over to you, respect the communities, and drop some off before you give it all to the corporate America. Know what I mean? And I ain't talking about to Habibi at the local mini mart. I'm talking about the Aunt Gigi who maybe sells some on Etsy or cousin Rob. You know, cousin Rob doing car detailing. Put some money in his pocket. Take a chance on him. You never know. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. The eagle flies on Friday. You know what I mean? So Saturday you can go out to play. Also, we having the tall ships come to town. You know what I mean? And it used to be where they celebrated the slave ships. The tall ships been replaced now the slave ships with yachts and you know what I mean catamarans and you know what I'm saying dugouts and big battleships about to come through our area. You know, it's called the tall ships, but it's a harbor fest. And back in the day was the festival when they sold the slaves and all the chattel that they amassed. You know what I mean from the winter. So yeah, and we having I think we having some kind of Juneteenth situation. I really Juneteenth, I didn't ask them for it. That's another thing. It's like how Trump went to war with Iran and ain't asked us. That's how they gave black people Juneteenth and they ain't asked us because if you ask me, and I mean, and I know some of y'all are like, well, I didn't, but Juneteenth is only for people in Texas because that's where it had its most effect in Texas. Corpus Christi, Texas, to be exact. But who am I? Just Black Money Corporation, huh? The base is solid and it's only used as a flue for the hot water tank. I'm just rebuilding the pitch so it sheds water. Okay, okay, you just getting the grading. You just doing some grading so that shit don't got there gonna pool up and fuck up the roof and all that. I got you. You just doing a little bit of grading. So you must be good with math and that motherfucking trial and the compass and the rule and all that shit. Salute. You're not a mason, are you? Well, you are a mason, but are you a fraternal mason? See, I'm not religious as I stick to science heavy, but it's a coincidence that MAGA movement pro-Christian, but I keep bombing the homeland of Jesus over grid to fuel their cars. Well, they're not really bombing the home of Jesus because Jesus is a mythology. It's romanticized. You understand what I'm saying? And MAGA's not doing it. It's the Trump administration. The military is not about religions because the militaries create religion so that they can create wars, and that'll be the excuse to go to war when that religion is seemingly disrespected. And I definitely can live with it two times, $150 for 35. So so shit, that's a little over $275 an hour. If you can do the math in your mind real quick, with the 35 minutes for 150, it's about 275, $280 an hour. So get your bread up, family. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, extra. No BMC. He is covering the top of the chimney to keep. Yeah, grading. So the water can't get in. That's grading. It's like, have you ever did concrete work or asphalt? Grading is when you go level out shit and you look and see where it's going to drain off to so they don't create pools in the parking lot or in the driveway or in the grass. It goes straight to where the drain is. I understand the concept. I know what he's talking about. That's why I asked him, was he fucking with the flu? You know, the shit that for the clean. If you don't have that shit'll burn your house down. You don't have that shit clean. Hey, what's going on with you, Phoenix? Only hope is in prayers in the house, y'all. And if y'all looking for a dope, real conversation, get over there and check little sis out. Little blondie over there doing her thing, man. OG status. Y'all get over there and check out. You know what I mean? Only hope is prayer. Phoenix. What's up with you this morning, Phoenix? What's the gas prices in y'all areas again? Is anything over 3.95? Because as y'all can see, a couple of weeks ago, gas was high as 4.23, and last I checked, it was from I think it was either 82 or 84, and that's $3.82 or $3.84. Captain Ridiculous. If you like working with your hands, you should go into electrical. I make 150 just to talk to people. Job range from okay, okay. And Bam Bam, is this with all the certifications or is this with just with entrepreneurship and learning from as you go along? Because one of my young boys do it too, and he came from a background that was like in crime and wilding out as a youth, and he spent a lot of time in prison. But he used his time wisely, and when he came home, he became one of the like only independent contractors with a resume in the streets as well as a good resume of doing good work. And now shit, he done been in that shit way more longer than he was, you know what I mean, doing that little jail shit. So now this has become him. My homeboy is a contractor. You can do it. I just said that. I just said that when you're grading a parking lot, that's why I gave that analogy, but it's the same thing because what you're doing is making sure it's got there going the structure is running off, not making it congeal. Come on, man. The grow room is coming along a little bit more cement work. Everything need painting. When we got back from vacation in August, I'll start growing 12 plants, 4 different strands. Okay. And where you gonna get the seeds from? Are you getting the seeds from the grow junk? Wow, why is gas so high in Idaho? I think gas so high in Idaho because it's like a main thoroughfare for products like fresh fruits and wheat and soy. And is it near that highway that was supposed to have been going through America? Is Idaho near that highway? I thought that highway was in Illinois somewhere, but it's supposed to go through America and it was dealing with the NAFTA, the North American Fair Trade. But since Trump came in, he done said fuck Canada and fuck Mexico. But I think that's why Idaho is like where everything really is going down at. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like, but the seeds. Are you going autos? What kind of seeds are you going to, Captain? And where you going to vacation at, Captain Ridiculous? Smash that like. All working Americans wouldn't pay $3 for a candy bar or $5 a Red Bull, but go to the hood and show the EBT card. Shit, all Americans are paying $5 for a Red Bull. They are paying $3 for a candy bar. You know what I'm saying? And I see the EBT in the suburbs more than I see it in the hood because ain't no stores in the hood. You understand? The only stores in the hood is Dollar Generals and Family Dollars. Food desert um, receptacles. That's all they are. Food desert. That's just weapon depots for economic warfare. You know what I'm saying? Nutritional warfare that they're engaging on these people. And that's everybody that they deem not going with them when the boat comes. Y'all know now it's nothing about the hood. The hood is the suburbs now. Poor people don't exist. It's just people now. Everybody, you know what I mean, trying to survive. Survivalists exist now. It ain't no more poor because everybody, even in those we would consider middle class neighborhoods, are scrambling. They're eating their fingernails. They got that going, pacing the floor. It's a fucking whole pathway in their house, in their rug where they walking with their head down, trying to figure out how they're gonna pay these bills and pay that truck off outside that they money this month you made them go and get, and then Donald Trump them fuck the economy up and they can't pay for it because they just lost their federal job and they can't send Jimmy to school no more because shit, I was depending on that comfortable federal job that Donald Trump took at the beginning of the year with the Doge situation and all this um supposed to be helping Americans. Only thing that Donald Trump has been doing is arresting Americans. Everybody's fraud. Everybody's, you know what I mean, this shit is not working. Shut it down. Send everybody home. I don't hear nothing that we just built that Americans are working there. Smash Ocean City, Maryland. Yeah, you know what's so crazy, Bam Bam? Ocean City, Maryland. I used to hear about it. I'm pretty close to it, but I thought it didn't exist because in my area there's something similar to that, and I always thought that that was like a propaganda, but it actually is the Ocean City, Maryland, right? Russell Dixon. Yep, yep. Foreign markup up 300%, paid for by the taxpayers. Russell, salute, fam. Ain't that's crazy? But y'all remember at one time they had I rode past a sign. I'm gonna see can we see it. And the fucking premium gas was cheaper than the fucking regular gas. But y'all ain't realized that at that time they had told people to use the fucking detergents and stuff in the gas to cut it to conserve gas. That was last month. Trump and them had got scared. Yeah, gas went down, Nicole. That shit went down to like 380 something in my hood. I'm in like in the middle class. I'm not nowhere in poverty, and I'm not nowhere where money is in excess, but it is in abundance here. You know what I mean? It's jobs, and we got a, you know what I mean, a working, you know what I mean, economic system. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Shout out everybody coming through, showing that support, man. That's what it's about. Supporting each other as Americans. Well, shit. Remember, a lot of these people endeavored in getting these big cars and expensive cars before the gas shit popped off. And then a lot of people had already invested into these electric cars, which they refused to let them catch on. But I say, shit, these electric cars, know what I'm saying? Smash that like. I'm looking at a Tesla right now. I want a Maybach though, but you know. But get back to where you get your seeds from? The food prices going down. I hope they do because I'm saying this. You know, sometimes when these people get used to you buying something from them and they see that you're willing to pay for it because for real, you're gonna pay for what you want, no matter what the cost. You're gonna pay for it, but they'll just keep the price there. Know what I'm saying? But look, check this out. To get y'all seeds, man, the Homegrown Cannabis Company. They got some dope seeds for all y'all either well experienced or just a novice weed grower. They got good seeds, and you know what I mean. You're gonna have to pay some money. Like I said, you got to pay for what you want, and they'll send it all quickly. Like you order today, that should be to you tomorrow, and it'll all come. I mean, this two little seeds. This is what $75 for some OG Kush right here. And this is an auto also where you could just turn the light on and make sure that the water is legit. And you know that's for novice growers. You know what I mean? The people that want a quick, fast yield. I say, well, they'll explain it all to you on a homegrown cannabis company. You know, fools rush in with anything. When you hit the site, let's do a little. They got a lot of good information. You know, they got a lot of people that are sent in the what I did or how I do it. So I mean, if you're interested and if you want to, because in my state it is legal to, I mean, grow your own. So, and here go a QR code right here. Once again, if y'all interested, I'm not a hater. I mean, I'm just drop a little science on y'all for the homegrown. This is not a paid joint. I'm just saying what I do. I mean, smash that like, y'all. Shut me out. But war's over. Did the gas get cheaper in your area, fam? And I'm just like, why are they up in arms? Okay, January 6th bucked on some other shit because I don't even know if it was about keeping Trump in power. I think they just felt like it was time to buck. They just used him as a diversion. I mean, because a lot of them don't even really fuck with him. And it's crazy. The main ones that we think would be his power base, it's like, fuck him. There's a lot of y'all in here. Y'all was pro January 6th, but now y'all are anti MAGA, anti Trump. Ain't that crazy? And y'all no different from him. Y'all side switchers, lane switchers, no loyalty. Because if you down with something, you go down with the ship because you make sure that the decisions that they make in first and foremost is benefiting you, not just jumping on board because I ain't never liked them anyway. And he says he doesn't like them. Nah, give me a reason to support you, not because. Know what I mean, what we don't have in common, then as opposed to what we got in common. What are you bringing to me that I don't already have by way of, I mean, monetary, economics, even with my religion or lifestyle, quality of life? What different are you going to give me? Know what I mean, smash that light. And it was crazy that when Donald Trump admitted last week, nobody snapped when he said, I didn't guarantee you no war, new wars. He got some shit to say for everything, but it is what it is. I think the biggest thing right now, post COVID, if you can make money doing something that you like, I don't think the value of that money is important. Just peace, right? And it's like now, if you can see your money being made, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're using like Zelle, Cash App, PayPal, you can see the money and you can almost predict it. Okay, I got 5 sales. When they pay me, you know what I mean? That it'll be woo woo woo. Say it's at 10, that's 50 that I'm gonna put it. Boom, boom, boom. It's easier now. And like I said, um, the new world order is you don't have to go in to work and clock in 9 to 5. After COVID, a lot of people stayed home. They didn't go back to the cubicles and the rat race. That's why the traffic look like it's lessening. But I mean, but yeah, but it did open the door for the entrepreneur. Even like that money that they gave out, that PPP money, that money was it was supposed to um, support growth. And with anything, they'll try to get their money back by criminalizing it. But anything that they want you to have, they're gonna give it to you. You don't know no other places in time that when the government was letting people just do some scam and fraud like that and get money. But doubt, I mean, but that's the thing. They'll do it and make you pay that way so they can recoup some of it, but it was, I mean, they leave the back door open so they can get it. And now, what it was when you did receive that money, whoever got it, y'all should have went ahead and started businesses. Your role was padded right there. You know what I mean? To get it going. And that's what that was to keep America up. We gonna go do this dirty shit, but we got to keep them up while we doing this fire drill. Because I believe that shit was a fire drill. Smash that like y'all, because you're not gonna know how something work unless you implement the plan and then see. And then next time we go around, we hit them with the real. And that's just my opinion. But yeah, man. The craziest thing, yeah, he said he loved inflation. He said that the other day. I love inflation. Why the fuck? Well, unless you say that makes you hustle and grind more, but shit, he pat his role padded. He's spending America money. Everybody loves inflation. Of course he does. If he's not spending his own money. Right. All the old dudes still riding the bike, or they're still riding the bike in general, fam. Know what I mean? All that hot car shit is just that, a hot car. You know what I mean? Something else for somebody to steal, that you got to put work into. Know what I mean? And further helping the couch potato body. Shout out! I'm on a mission to get this e-bike, um, supported by my supporters. So make sure y'all get over there and drop off that $1 to the BMC Cash Out Black Money Trust. Know what I mean, is a secret society. That's all we ask is trust. Smash that like. What's going on, Sharice Brewster? What's up with you? Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, guten Abend, guten Tag. What depends on what part of the globe. Smash that like, share me out. It's the BMC. Answer the question. The war's over. Is gas getting cheaper? And y'all think the food prices gonna go down now? Because everybody was attributing the reason that the food was high because they got to pay more to get it to them by way of diesel prices going up. And I understand it, but so does that mean now? I mean, that carton of eggs that had shot up to $5 is going back down to 3. Who knows? Yeah, but that's crazy because now that they call you Unc, it's like a praise. But back in the day, Unc was fixing your car with a clothes hanger and a rubber band. You understand what I'm saying? But remember that guy that rode the bike always had a foreign car at home. Your uncle that think about it. Your uncle that rode that 10 speed, that funny looking Japanese 10 speed, and he had those little biker pants that all the girls are wearing now. Unc had that shit on, but when he went home, he had a fucking foreign car at his house. But I see that bikes are everywhere. I live in the city. They got the e-bikes everywhere. Those bikes where you pay and you ride them around, and the scooters and shit. Them motherfuckers everywhere. This shit look like the Jetsons. I see fast, quick, in a hurry. Shit gonna turn into the Jetsons, where shit gonna be flying cars next. Because y'all notice that in y'all downtown areas, where if you living in a booming metropolis, you know what I mean, and some little rural areas, but them e-bikes and the scooters is them lime shits is everywhere. Everybody is on them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm on a mission to purchase one of them. So get over there and donate that $1 towards it for the BMC if you want to support. You know what I mean? And other forms of support is double tap the stream right now while we're having this conversation and getting over there and turning on the notification bell. So when we do have these conversations as Americans, I mean, whatever side of the pendulum that you own, if you take time out to come through here, we can discuss it. You feel me? If you turn on the notification bell. But yeah, that bike shit, and a lot of cities are building more bike lanes. Right, because shit, if gas high, boom, boom, boom. Know what I mean? But yeah, in my city, they're doing a lot of bike lanes where they weren't at first. But that's because you know what? I'm seeing that more and more the lower class is the middle class now. Everything is coming up to par. All the little shanty towns, whether it's a trailer park or a project, are being revamped and they're housing these people amongst everybody because everybody is going through it. Whether you're in a McMansion or you somewhere asleep in a box outside McDonald's, you're going through it, family. It's all facades. Know what I mean? We all living in a facade. And who anybody in here live next to one of those buildings that are owned by the city and they got the water pump station or the electrical grid inside of the house, but it looks like a regular house? When I get this e-bike, I'm gonna take y'all and show y'all one here, and you maybe will take notice in your hood. It's a house around here that has all these like recycling barrels around it. Like who does that? I know it's done, but it's usually done in rural areas. Recycling barrels and these high tech windows, and it looks like the windows are blacked out, and you only cars you ever see there, they look like city worker cars. It's a pump station inside of there. I'm not sure whether it's for the water or some kind of electrical grid, but and it's up the street from where the main water reservoir is, but also it's a block away from what I would call a Verizon data center that's been there for years. It has a huge parking lot that's ran down because no cars are there. All of the cars are in the central gate vicinity, and it just looks like a box, like a Kaaba without the black drapes, like in Mecca. And that's a data center. That's a Verizon one. I'm a and it's right next to that. So I'm saying is that building right there servicing that data center, that water center that's up the street from it. I'm gonna show y'all the correlation in it. You know what I mean? When this bike pop off. If not, I'll just drive over there or do the old school shit. Pat and Jeff, know what I mean? Smash that light. But yeah, y'all got to take notice. And anybody remember? It used to be like these brick buildings at first, like these brick structures all around. You'd be like, you drive past it, and you be like, that's the sewages inside of that brick structure. Like you be at a red light and you look over, but now they have incorporated, you know what I mean, facade like houses that in case with it. Like one of the cities around here from, man, like counties away from here, cities away from here, they have got this artesian well where they bring their water in, and it's a network of houses and pump stations disguised as houses along the way to bring it here to them. Know what I'm saying? Smash that like y'all. Is the war's over? Is gas going down in your area? And should the food prices and other food prices going down? I hope they do, man. My kids getting bigger and getting hungry. I can't keep making these grocery lists and getting beat for my money. I mean, it's seeming like the dollar ain't shit. Shit. I like to do like everything I need. I just go ahead and put it on the list. I don't even look at the price. And then when I go to the end of it, I look and then I take away or add to, and depending on what I'm willing to spend at the time or what I have to spend, I'll, you know what I mean, do my joints. But the dollar ain't shit, fam. That's how I do my groceries. I put everything that I need up there, and then outweigh the good, the bad, or and I don't never buy one of anything that's something that we use. If I buy bread, I buy four of them. If I buy a case of water, it's actually five. You know what I mean? Not one box of juice, six, because you know what I'm saying? To keep replenishing, that's I gotta pay every time for them to bring it here. So might as well get as many as I can, and especially in the objects that I use a lot. When I see one going down, I'll buy two. You know what I mean? So when that one's gone, they'll move back up to the, you know what I mean? It just that's how I do it. I'm a replenishment motherfucker. Know what I'm saying? I'm like the prison dudes. When they go to prison, they stock up on all their hygiene. And so that'll be one thing they ain't got to worry about. So anything, everything else will be all, you know what I mean, profit, shall we say. They can get their little commissary up. You know what I mean? It's just the mind state, man, of survival. Anybody that ever had to survive, you know what I mean? They understand what I'm talking about. Well, that's what it is, Phil. I'm gonna let you go and get at somebody else. Then it's too Guido. You can't even spell. What the fuck? You from Egypt somewhere? Guido. You know what Donald Trump would say right about now, family? You're fired. You listen to my voice, you couldn't understand my vibe because you're not on my frequency. You still on some little boy shit. This grown man conversation here, fam. God damn. I noticed there's now difference between Trump and the screw worm. They both parasites who eat from the inside. Wow. And that screw worm is worse than mad cow disease right now. What is they dealing with that in Texas, right? I seen it, but I ain't want to look at it because it looked like a big ass larvae. But that's sort of like how the mad cow disease was in Europe and in England in the 80s, and that's how we got to eating beefalo. That we started strengthening our herd by mixing the bisons with the beef meat. You know what I'm saying? With that Angus. Smash that like happy Friday, America. That's what it is, Mark. And Mark, you know that the eagle flies on Friday. By now, everybody has gotten a little motherfucking peso. And before you go give it to corporate America, go pay off your little this and go buy this at Panda Hut and all that shit. Make sure you drop some off in your community. You know what I mean, closer to home. And I ain't talking about a BB store. I'm talking about like somebody that's an entrepreneur that you will be directly affecting their economic growth. You know what I mean? We need to try that. That's one step that we can start for making America great again. You know what I'm saying? You say you solo dolo, but have you ever thought about it? The main things that you fuck with, you never thought about buying it in bulk, so you wouldn't even that'd be one bill that's taken care of until it has to be replenished, and you can have a bunch of extras. Because sometimes the little bit we getting, if we wait, we'll be having to allot it out, and then in the end, you'll be having that. You'll be like, God damn! But you know what I mean? Think ahead. Stock up on this time. Next week, stock up on that. Stock up on that. By the time you get to the end of it, your stocks are up, so you'll just have to do basic little replacements to keep the levels up. That's how I do it. You know what I mean? He cut the 15 million from screwworm research. Now it's gonna cost 1 billion in taxpayer right. Shit, it's gonna cost 300 billion in taxpayer money for one, you know what I mean? And then it's gonna cost another 300 billion of taxpayer money for to pay for the war. Not only do we have to pay Iran to replace their infrastructure, we have to pay for the war that we didn't ask for that was supposed to be a military operation. It went past the 90 days that the president executive order can, and they needed the Congress to declare that war. So now that it's being called a war, did Congress do something and didn't tell us? That's all I'm saying. But because Ukraine even getting beat out their money. Ukraine got to pay Russia some money for destroying this oil pipeline they got going through their country to get to Lithuania and Romania. They got to pay for that shit. And that's crazy. There's a lot of creepy shit going around. And once the world becomes like transparent, you can find these things out and be now you can kind of like understand what's going on. These people don't really be fighting wars, they be exchanging motherfucking, I mean, sums of money. Now we got to pay, and I say we as the Americans have to pay $300 billion and have to pay for our war. Tell me that ain't a military mission. Military men know fighting; they don't know how to manage money, and we have managed to amass this amazing war chest as Americans, as working Americans, and now the military infrastructure is squandering that shit at these wars. Donald Trump ain't the first person to do it. George Bush Senior did that shit. We was in Bill Clinton did it. He couldn't do it though. Bill Clinton went over there and tried to get Africa for their precious resources and shit. That's why any country on the planet that's unstable know that they could be the most stable is because they have something that these other countries want, and they keep them destabilized so they can get that and use that as the face of what's going on and why they're not stabilized. But it's actually the countries that are still in the rare earth minerals and this. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy, but now we paying like you went over there to whoop some ass. That's crazy. That war ain't been going on for that. That's an excuse. That's an excuse. Well, he ended it with $300 billion. That's an excuse. Well, he ended it with $300 billion because ain't they saying that Iran war is over now or in you know what I mean, mediation is over. What's going on with you, Dennis Nelson? But ain't this real though, Dennis? Answer that. Is it real or what? Am I real on my? Somebody tell me. I know a lot of y'all gonna see some black man on YouTube just politicking and half your critics. You know what I mean? But am I speaking the truth or what? Logical assessments, cut it out. That war ain't been going on no 47 years. We've been beefing with them for 47 years. The Shah of Iran found them been licking their wounds and wondering if the United States and UK gonna prop them back up in Iran. But a lot of y'all don't know this. You know the reason that Macron was all up Trump's back at the G7 and that he even brought Trump out and was willing to engage with him, considering how Trump has been treating Europe because France has a lot invested in Iraq. That's why that was one of the places that Iraq was calling out France and Britain. Britain by way of the BP gas in unison with France. They cut up the Middle East that y'all call it, which is nothing but Northern Africa. They cut up the Middle East and the Arabian Peninsula together after Lawrence of Arabia went over there and surveyed. They act like he went over there and got the Bedouins together and all that. He went over there and made a false kingship. He surveyed and found out where all the oils were at around that Arabian Peninsula and managed to corral most of the wild black people in Yemen. Okay. And now France is giggling with President because he's probably getting a payout out of this shit too. UK, United Kingdom, and France, in between World War One and World War Two, divvied up the Middle East. That's how the Israelis got there by way of a Rothschild and these other people. Israelis are not just people of the that claim the Jewish faith. It's like Christians, Gypsies, Greek Orthodox, all the people that got kicked out of Europe around World War Two had money involved. The Rothschilds had the bigger pot, you know what I mean? But everybody, it wasn't just Jewish people, Hebrews, the Jews. The Jews is shit. It's like the Americans. Americans consist of all kind of people. The Jews also that are trying to occupy Israel. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like y'all. Shut me out. He paid for the win, Adam. Who the fuck is you paying for a win? Why would I censor you, Michael? We got rid of the tariffs, buried the uranium under a mountain. We took down and got rid of most of the regime. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. All that shit still popping, dog. It's still popping. And then our uranium, you know that we just want to keep it in our coffers, and now it'll get missing, like the Europeans' gold. That's why we start really fucking with the gold standard. France, Charles de Gaulle asked the United States for their gold for France gold after World War II. Fuck it, we don't need y'all no more. And guess what? The president that was at the time, Eisenhower, told them He said, "You know what? We don't even have it, man, and we have 20% of it to pay y'all. So can you take you understand what I'm saying? United States getting that uranium and they'll probably replenish it for us and do something with it. And then when the Iranians come for we don't know where it's at. You know how that shit go. I can't find my keys. I don't know why so many white racists these days. You, shit, racism sells. Anything that's controversial, that's why. Uh that dog. Y'all know some white racists, white supremacists, white nationalists just had a plot to take over um our hearts and put terror in our minds. They was gonna bomb the UFC shit that was in front of the White House, like 9 white boys. One of the a white lady told on her son, saying that he was buying guns, and they plot was so smart. They were gonna drink like 24 cases of PBR. They were going to take some little drones, in which they not thinking that Washington D.C. is a no drone fly zone. You know how they can cut off everybody's cell phone, and you're not able to use the cell phone. They have a mechanism that you can't fly a drone unless it's through a special code or whatever on a special. I mean, and maybe for like news and media, you'll have to get I mean, licenses to do this shit, but they have a blocker for it. They were going to send some drones over the White House, drop bombs on one side, herd all the people there, and have snipers. Really, on Pennsylvania Avenue, dog, a bunch of smart ass white kids, and some white lady told on her son a day before, and the Secret Service was waiting on them. But I say the Secret Service did that in response to when they killed that young black dude a couple of weeks back, when they were probably trying to clean up the area and push it just a little back in preparation for UFC. He was mentally disturbed and went for his bag or whatever, and they killed him. It wasn't racial. It was it was more like business. You gotta go. The homeless are wild out. Maybe he was it had to do with his mental instabilities, but smash that like y'all, share me out. Smash that like y'all, share me out, man. What's going on with y'all? How's y'all morning? What's going on, Sassy Mo? What's up with you, sis? Smash that like, y'all. Chilling, chilling. That's what it is. Cooling out. Iran did outsmart Trump, Adam. I'm glad somebody is Adams. And before this, Iran outsmarting Trump. Did you support Trump? Smash that like, y'all. Share me out, man. Good morning, man. Shout out everybody coming through. Israel doesn't want peace. They want right. Y'all noticed a couple of days ago they was trying to integrate the Israeli army because they ain't got no military. Their army into the United States. That would have been a no go. I don't know if they're actually going through with it, but that's what was going on. Smash that like, y'all. Shut me out. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Is the gas going down in your area? Are you satisfied with Donald Trump paying 300 billion to Iran, somebody that we supposed to have beat? What's your opinion? Smash that like, share me out. The war's over. It's gas cheaper, and y'all think the groceries should go down now too, right? Obama funded terrorists. Similarly, Donald Trump did too, homegrown ones. Donald Trump funded homegrown terrorists. He just tried to fund homegrown terrorists, in my opinion. The January 6th, people like Jake Lang and all them wild out motherfuckers that ran up on the Capitol building. Donald Trump is supporting them. He had a slush fund a couple of weeks ago that he was pushing on him. So with that breath, when you saying Obama supported terrorism, Donald Trump just supported terrorism. All you guys say that the Iranian people are terrorists and um, Muslim extremists. So now what? As well as when you say, what did Obama do for black people? What did Trump do for Americans? But give you a bunch of bills all over the place and push the American military industrial complex. That's why he's so deeply enamored with Netanyahu. It's not nothing that he owes them. He don't owe them a favor. The American army does for, I mean, American military industrial complex for being their number one customer, buying weapons of war. So of course they probably signed a deal. We'll help you out if you go in there with all United States equipment. Shit, we'll do it. We'll stir some shit up at home. Fuck them. We're in charge. We'll get President Trump. We'll put him back in office. He'll be the face of this, and we'll do all these military excursions all over the world to fuck that being friendly. We'll go out and whoop ass and take over the world. And now it ain't happening. And Donald Trump is the face of that shit, looking stupid. And it's not the American people, but when we go abroad now, we're going to be looked at as part of that shit. Look at them motherfuckers right there. You know what I'm saying? Nah, dog. You know what I'm saying? This is some military type of stuff that's going on, not no presidential. This ain't got nothing to do with politics. This got to do with straight, I mean, supremacy, dominance. Trump will go back home to the White House. He don't even stay at the White House. Y'all know he don't sleep in the White House. That's no less like where they conduct business at. The White House is the number one crack house in the community. It just so happened to be that the community is the United States. He come to work there, man. Smash that light. I can't believe it. And maybe what maybe the White House might be soundproof, but all that work that's going on there, you know he don't stay at the White House. He comes there to work. Smash that like y'all. America is without American is without Trump. What does that mean, Linda? Smash that like. Share me out. It's 80 y'all in here, whether it's 8 or 80. Still greatly appreciated. Shout out to 200 and 2,680 people that came through here so far. By the time I cut and copy and paste this number, it probably would have went up. Now it's still holding. Smash that like and thank you for your support, man. It's greatly appreciated. All 2,680 of you guys that came through, whether it was for a minute or 10 minutes and compensated. And I mean, so far, it's greatly appreciated. Smash that like, leave a comment below some of these live streams too, fam. Of what's your opinion on everything. It don't have to be this war. It could be what's up with the Carmelo Anthony situation. Let's change the title right there. I know y'all probably feeling it in the pocket. Don't want to. I mean, a lot of times if somebody whipping your ass, you don't want to see it on paper. They're pencil whipping you right now. Um, is Carmelo guilty? Get y'all riled up right quick. Smash that like, y'all. Bill D. What's up, Bill D? I'm gonna put a jacket on you, Bill D, because you always come in here with that bullshit too. This is like the second or third time that I really seen you here. I mean, but smash that like. Put a jacket on you, Bill D. Curtis Shine says, "Hello, everybody on earth. God bless us all in Jesus' name. Amen. Have a blessed day." That's what it is too. Godfather, greetings. What's going on, Godfather? Is gas going down in your area and food prices? You said it's not enough for you to determine. You say he's guilty. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Smash that like. Y'all notice it's dying down in the media. Once it becomes normal, we'll forget about this guy Carmelo Anthony, this young black man. He'll be forgotten and in 17 to 35 years, his name will come back up, whether he gets turned down for parole or is released or whatever. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna say it's lower here because it was high as right here. This gas right here, this gas right here, 423. That was a couple of weeks ago. Know what I mean, and now it's like 380 something, mid range 380s. Know what I mean? So that's a big a fall. Know what I mean, so what I'm saying is the food gonna go down because we were attributing the spike in the economy because the gas was so high and the diesel fuel that we had to pay to get it to us. So is are we gonna get some kind of reprieve with that in y'all opinion as Americans? Smash that like y'all. You know my shit is good, fam. You know I stay pumping. Just checked it too before I got online. How's your Hey Mike, thanks for looking out for me. But how is your blood pressure? What's going on with you, fam? Michael Johnson. What's up with you? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you eating proper fruits and vegetables and um dairy and you know what I mean? And, and whatever you're engaging in that they deem that's bad for us, are you even if you're engaging in it, are you doing it with moderation? How's your health? I mean, how's everybody's health out there, man? We so busy worried about what Donald Trump doing. Sometimes we forget to ask about each other. What's going on, man? Okay, okay, that's popping. That's popping. You cool, calm, and collected. I can't give you a direct read from mine's rate yet because I don't forget it. I hit the blunted, but I know it ain't high. You say he guilty, Godfather. Okay, you say you see the food coming down. I hope, man, because like I said, I do hella grocery lists, man. Hella grocery lists. And it seemingly added $25 on to because I buy the same shit. You know what I mean? I don't go out here and try a bunch of newfangled shit and have to guesstimate of how my people are gonna I just keep you know what I mean, keep my stores up, my stocks and provisions. It, this is everybody health is more than important than trumpet. For real, Bill D. I've been smoking marijuana since 1969, and I'm in perfect health, says Thomas Cunningham. Only arthritis. Salute. Me too, Tom. When I was a little stereo, I listened to some champions. I feel you, family. Me too. I agree, man. I agree. I've been smoking that herb since I've been a young jit too, family. Lively up yourself. You know what I mean? I've been a young jit smoking that, you know what I mean, that thou wow, family. Smash that like, man. I've been weed head since young. I wasn't. I tried the Rastafarian and shit. I couldn't go for the dreads, y'all. You know, and then what they I didn't really believe what they were saying. But you know, we always attribute Rastafarian with smoking weed. That was, you know what I mean. But I always been a weed smoker since a young kid. They say arthritis. So what you getting the more glaucoma out of the way as opposed to arthritis because weed's supposed to be good for arthritis and glaucoma and stuff like that. Smash that like y'all. Share me out, man. Shout out everybody coming through. I can't believe some people are coming in saying that Trump had a better deal than Obama with Iran because, you know what I mean? 300 billion is a bit much to whoop somebody's ass. Reek says guilty as hell. Okay, I'll go for that. Everybody that feel like Carmelo is guilty, give me a thumbs up by double tapping the stream or smashing the like. If you feel like Carmelo's guilty, give me the thumbs up. Yeah, he's guilty. Come on, smash that like. Diabetic here, but in control of blood pressure. Runs in 120 through 140. Smoke weed every day, only about a gram a day. 71 and retire. Okay, a gram is a lot for an OG. You know how we, especially if it's some good smoke. What kind of smoke is it, Bill D? Because you know what? And Bill D, what part of the country you from? You OG salute 71 shit. You heavy wisdom. I know heavy wisdom. You got a story to tell. What's up with you? Salute, Bill D. But what kind of weed is it? And what do you how do you smoke it? Do you smoke it in a blunt and some white boys? Because if it's a white boy and it's a gram, that's probably 2 or 3 white boys. You know what I'm saying? But the gram, a gram is a blunt. It's depending on if you pinch your pennies. Point five. I smoke a point five. Okay, it's homegrown. Okay, Bill, you didn't even hit me on my Gmail too. I remember when we talked about this. This is some good smoke, Bill. Guilty, but it's hard to see a young person spend next 35 years in prison. I doubt he was afraid for his life. He was just making a dumbass mistake by poking that knife out, not knowing that the repercussions. He thought probably maybe he was gonna wound this motherfucker. He wasn't trying to kill him. He was proving the point as well as the white boy was proving the point. I told you to get the fuck back, running up. Both of them was stupid as hell. Two dumb young dummies. Okay, you smoking in the pipe. So in a one hitter or you got a bomb or one of them Sherlock Holmes pipes. I say, Watson, what's going on today? How you know what I mean? You said some great smoke. Speaking for myself, I'm a grower and it's great smoke. I like that, Bill D. I like that. Yeah, it's legal to smoke in my state and to grow. I have endeavored in growing, but as of late, you know what I'm saying? They done released that we can sell it. At first we could possess it, smoke it, give it away as a gift, even engage in horticulture and grow your own. Mike, what's up, Mike? Hey, Mike, what was you at yesterday? It was a whole Pennsylvania connection in this motherfucker. I said, where's Mike Phillips? Bunch of Pittsburgh Pirates was in this motherfucker yesterday, over. I said, where the captain of the ship at? How you doing, Mike? What's going on with you? Oh, okay. Old school cob pipe. I had one of those one time back in the day. That cob pipe. I ain't up to nothing, Mike. Trying to get there, keep the community strong. Know what I mean, okay, okay, okay. You said you in Texas now. Lunchtime. Okay, how's that coming, man? It should be plenty lucrative opportunities being in that position. How's that coming along for you? Okay, okay, okay. Praise! Smash that like family. Okay, you roll yours. Okay. Them white boys. Do you hey Godfather, you old school, do you still use the reefer clip? Remember the reefer clip was like a one of them electrical little that you clamp on like your battery, but it was small and it had the feathers on the end of it, and you hear your people's doing this shit all night. You be like, what the fuck going on? They be out there playing a bunch of music and you smell the incense and you see the glow from the blinking shit. And you know what I mean, you might see look out the your room door and see that neon poster they had on the wall, and you hear this here. From you know what I mean, he go home and the house had that sweet smell of that real sesame. Remember that? Or you know what I'm saying? Somebody walk past you and smell just like it. Now motherfucker walk past you smelling like chemicals. Remember that? That was the oh yeah, what they got going on in the city, family? We showing out too. We got Juneteenth going on. We had the tall ships this morning. Y'all know where I be going at the to the beach up the street from here. Well, you could stand on that beach and see these tall ships that were coming in off of the Atlantic Ocean. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to this tall ship festival, which is ain't nothing but how they celebrate at the wharf here, at the harbor, the inner harbor here, not in Baltimore, but here in where I'm at. Off the Chesapeake Bay when the slaves was coming in. They call it Harbor Fest, the festival. I mean, all the tall ships and different yachts and catamarans, you can see them coming in from off the ocean. It was dope, but I didn't feel like getting up. But there also are like a mile this way, also where they're going to be docking at the marina, and it's going to be, you know what I mean? It's going to be crazy, man. Yeah, that was before your time. Happy day, family. Okay, celebrating Juneteenth. Ain't this crazy how they gave us Juneteenth? You know what I mean? In the black community, I didn't hear nobody lobbying for it. That was something that was like a little, we gonna throw in Juneteenth. Come on, Joe Biden, don't throw me Juneteenth. Throw me Juneteenth, you know what I mean? Residuals. I can't eat Juneteenth. All I gotta do is support y'all and by the paraphernalia that y'all created on the same goddamn that it was inaugurated. They had a whole, you know what I mean, promotional scheme for it. And then they had to recall some of the shit because they had it mislabeled. They was putting people faces on other people's, you know what I mean, achievements and accomplishments. Smash that like y'all, share me out. And it's ironic how far Juneteenth away from Black History Month. You feel me? Why didn't they just go ahead and switch it and say Black History Month ain't in February anymore? It's the whole month of June. You know what I mean? Why gearing up to Juneteenth? Smash that like, but yeah, and it's ironic. Also, in the same month we celebrate in Juneteenth, Black people's history in America. We're celebrating the Harbor Fest here. This tradition here, that Harbor Fest, they have it every year, and they've been having it every year for at least since 1980, by way of a big grand affair where everybody come out from the surrounding areas and stuff, and all the cities that surrounding are engaged and then joined in with it. You know what I mean? It's right down there where I go at where the pagoda and the USS Wisconsin is, and on that wharf where I do some of my live streams. Right there is going to be a festival celebrating the tall ships coming in. And back in the day, they were coming in with slaves. You know what I'm saying? So, and some black people celebrate it because it's tradition and go out there and hang out. They be having different musical bands and all this food and stuff in the festival. But also they're doing the Juneteenth here, and we have what you call I haven't heard them speak on Umoja. I don't know if Umoja is popping off around right now, but we usually have our festival to celebrate for people of color and ethnic groups. We got the Latino Fest, we got the Caribbean Fest, but this weekend it just so happened to be mixed in with. I think they're doing it 250th too, because this is a military area. This is one of the biggest military areas in the world by way of the base that's here. It's the largest base of its kind in the world. So even the capital, I mean, where the headquarters of NATO in North America is here in this area. So much that's going on here and the surrounding counties that you know yeah, yeah, what year that was? Shit, that was the one in the 2000s. That's for sure, one in the 2000s, fam. That was a youth. That was me as a youth, homie. That probably was shit 89, 90, my G. You feel me? Oh, 89, 90. Yeah, young gang, just like Camelo, and a little bit older, probably maybe around the same. I mean, Camelo and Austin. I was a youngin. You know what I mean? Wild as fuck. That's why I can relate. When I was their age, I was wild. Depending on if we talking about Austin or Carmelo, both of them even. That's wild ass young kids, man. I was wild. You know what I mean? Look, I'm drinking underage drinking probably because I probably wasn't 21 then. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm trying to tell you. I lived a full life, so I'm in understanding on different aspects from even like I've dived into corporate America, entertainment by way of music. I've been in the streets by way of the drug trade in the 80s and the crack epidemic. Everybody was. Just learned experiences on different levels and aspect of being American and just being a human and being a man. You know what I mean? I have kids as old as, you know what I mean, damn near 40 to kids as young as um damn near, you know what I mean, early school age, you know. Smash that like. You say he's super guilty. Uh Jake Crawford. Why? Why do you say super guilty? Why did you have to hyper inflate that super guilty? He's super guilty. Super guilty, goddamn it. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Did y'all put on cologne and brush your hair out here? Come on, let's brush your hair. Man, stop worrying about that game and come and do what you gotta do. And what you putting on a lot of games over here? Y'all going. That's it. I'm gonna come and probably do your hair or just put it back up further. Hmm? Perfect. Perfect. And you brush your hair, you see the waves coming in? You don't? Shit, motherfucker. I'll take a picture of your hair so I can show it to you. You can see it? Shit. Uh, so you go. Hmm. Smash that like, y'all. Shut me out. He is guilty, but the sentence was still harsh. Right. Crime is crime. But they got to look at what happened. I say it was two wild young boys, man. So sometimes you got to attribute it to their youth. So treat them like the youth he is. Don't treat them like the vicious criminal you want to make them out to be. That's all I'm saying. Of course, he's guilty of something. Somebody died right there. But of what is what we all are differentiating in our opinion of. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's chicken day today. Hopefully, ain't nobody fighting. Is anybody fighting? I know motherfuckers, I mean, fighting over the chicken family. Guilty and a harsh punishment, Amy. Why? I mean, like, come on, have a heart, man. The dude is 17 years old when this had happened. He wasn't responsible for his actions. Blame TikTok. Blame Sunny Delight. Blame Mountain Dew. Blame some kind of Four Local company, but don't blame him. I mean, why do they blame Tupac when some young white kid killed somebody and he's playing Tupac in the car? He's been driving. They'll say Tupac influenced him to do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't blame Carmelo. Blame the system. Blame how he was raised to have to carry that knife. That's who you blame. And then we start fixing that. Smash that light. Why you say that? Describe fascist. Why is this a fascist channel? Why do you say that? Trance. Describe fascist. You one of them coffee table conservatives, or are you a democratic socialist? Describe a fascist. So you must be Antifa. If you my enemy, if you come in there saying I'm fascist, you're Antifa. So let me guess, you're transgender. your dad never understood you. And it was speculation whether that black guy was your dad because your skin is swarthy. And now you're coming in here trying to get on my bad side, but you're not. You're an American. Come on in, Trance. If you feel like I'm fascist, I mean, if I can hold your attention to talk some fascist shit, so be it. Blame us low budget attorney for not accepting the manslaughter plea deal. Right. Right. That plea deal, I mean, but when they give you a plea deal, sometimes people tell you if they pleading, they ain't got shit. It's bad advice. If they pleading, maybe they got something. So yeah, I would say he should have took that 10 years as opposed to getting hit with 35 years. He want to play with their life. It's a gamble though when you're dealing with stuff like that, especially not knowing. Tell me the last time he fought a murder case. So he didn't know. He was a kid. Tell me the last time he went to school 2 days in a row. We don't know he was a kid. He might have been hooking every day. So that's what we got to realize. Tell me when the last time his parents fought a murder case. They didn't know. I mean, that's something that's like anomaly. One in a million times in life where you be having to fight a murder case. But I'm in full understanding of it. Mike, you crazy. I'm in full understanding of it though. Yeah, 10 years ago he would have got 5 years and that would have been a boot camp and they would have made a documentary about it. Some wayward kid. Now they done went back to the old tactics where if it was a white kid, it would have been a misunderstood youth killed somebody protecting his school's tent, the alma mater. You know what I'm saying? But when that is a black kid, it's not even he considered a kid. It's some black man killed a white boy, a white kid at a trap meet because all the white kid was doing was trying to tell him to leave the tent. And it, you know what I mean? And now all of you guys are coming in here and just think of if you got a 17-year-old or if you got a 5-year-old or a 30-year-old, think about when they were 17 or when they're going to be 17. Would you want them in the prison? And now he's 19. But would you want them, you know what I mean, or dead? You know what I'm saying? It was premeditated defense of himself. Killing somebody was probably a spur of the moment. Oh man, I got this knife. You know what I mean? It's like if he would have had a shield, he would have used that, and then you would have had to something say. So would have been safer for him to bring a shield instead of a knife? If he would have boom, he could have banged broke his skull with the shield. I was thinking the same. This is definitely not a fastest channel as you give everyone a chance to be heard equally. I know, Bam Bam, but to a Antifa, I look like a fascist because they just looking for an enemy now because they're being ignored. To somebody that just looking for, you know what I mean, like a democratic socialist, that's who are anti-fascist because they started beefing. Hitler with his democratic socialists created Antifa, the real Antifa, to combat the werewolves that had got staunch stuck in Germany because they was on the Italian ideology also with the fascist stuff with Mussolini. But when Hitler and Mussolini fell out, they wanted that the fascists is out, so they created Antifa. These people just be saying shit, don't even know the origin of the stuff they be talking about. You know what I'm saying? All right, Bill D, that's what it is, family. Enjoy your evening. Bill D, based on traveling, based on what got more government programs to help the community. Bill D, honestly, neither source. Manny was answering you when you left out, Bill. I have carried the same pocket knife for nearly 50 years. But exactly, see what I'm saying, Godfather? He already hardened criminal. I ain't alleged I did it. Wow. That's just braggadocio in your youth. Who ain't talk shit in their youth? Who ain't get a word of finger when they was young? Come on now. He shouldn't have, Amy. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have. But he did. You know what I mean? He shouldn't have used it. He should have kept it in his pocket. But you don't know how heavy the struggle was. And then he probably felt outnumbered. Whether they were coming at him, they were there. You don't know when in time of danger. Sometimes you use your first instinct, and that's to protect yourself. And all he had, he felt probably like was that knife or whatever it was, because it's like a lot of speculation on what this shit actually was. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Let's get them likes up, man. Let's get them up. 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 Well, shit, you got to pay for the consequences of your acts, whether he likes it or not. So I don't see no problems with that. Hey, that's what it is. And you trying to say like well, that's what happens with anything in life. If you miss a bill and they shut your shit off, Now you paying for it. The consequences of your acts. I mean, it is what it is. Nah, he was free to roam because that was his choice to violate and do whatever he was doing. And Youngblood, both of them was exercising no control. So, cause why didn't Youngin go and get an adult to give him the proper rules and let him know that he wasn't supposed to be there, knowing that he had no authority? Also, Austin Metcalf. I mean, why did he go get somebody with authority to tell him to leave instead of trying to handle it himself? And he ran up. He didn't expect it to get jigged. I mean, Carmelo didn't expect the jig on probably. Probably was all a action and a reaction. Dude failed. The action, the reaction, and then roaches scatter. What the fuck happened? You know what I mean? Chaos. Two young kids, and now it's still chaos because we still debating it. And this shit happened last year. We still debating it. You know what I'm saying? The moderator has his own opinion, each and every one of them. So they just like you. One man's truth is another man's lie, as well as one man's religion is another man's mythology. You know what I'm saying? Right. You had a badass right hook. You ain't need a goddamn knife. Did you hit dude that stole your boots with that hook? Uh, Godfather, when we talking the shit about the boots, you was tripping. You had me tripping. Just hit the motherfucker with the boots. Smash that light. God damn, what y'all? It seems like y'all having a civil war. Two white folks going back and forth. I mean, I'm here for it. Let me get some popcorn or something. Get a bag of chips or something. Yeah, have at it, man. Y'all too busy watching black folks go back and forth on America Housewives and all this other hip hop beef and all that shit. White people ain't even making music these days. The only white person making music is what's her name? Taylor Swift. She the only one that's out there. White people getting music, man, and the black music is sucks right now. I can't think of nobody that has anything that is even remotely You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Smash that light, man. God shoot, and depending on which God you worship too, Jack Crawford, we got to stop realizing that. I mean, well, we got to start realizing that it's more than one God too. Joy says nobody. I'm telling you, ain't nobody making music. They making garbage. Smash that like drummer beat. You know the drummer beat. Do you make beats? And if so, are you old school with it? Did you start with the Dr. Rhythm and the 808s? That's what I started with. Then I got on with the Fruity Loops once Soldier Boy dropped that he was using a demo and creating amazing beats with it. But yeah, and the propeller heads and all that stuff, man. Shout out all my people that endeavored into the music, but on the production side of it, that shit is very complicated. Yeah, they've been making brainwashing music, Manny. They've been making the brainwashing music. I mean, that drill music is one of the ones that we got to look at. Like drill music is you got to drill somebody and then come back and talk about it. So that's murder music. And a kid murdered a kid, William. Why don't you understand? Stand that he's guilty of something, but I don't know if it was murder. Maybe it's just being immature and rushing in as a fool, not as a scholar. You know what I mean? Both of them was wrong. A kid killed a kid, man. He was 17 also. So what was difference from his 17 and Austin Metcalf's 17 that make him not a kid when he killed the guy? The only true God. I thought Jesus was from Bethlehem. Why they keep giving him a couple of different spots? Or if he was from Nazareth or even Bethlehem, who funded him going to Jerusalem? And talked. I mean, it all seems like mythology because he was too many places at too many times on his budget. I mean, oh, but you know what? He is God's son, so he probably had some kind of company, Heaven's Gate credit card where he was. And then it is the old that fish and bread junk too. It makes you wonder: did he really swipe that card and get it door dashed in, or was it really? You know what I mean, the Lord's work. Smash that like, share me out, fam. I didn't ask you were you offended. Because if you were, you know what you can do, don't you? Brax. Smash that like, y'all. Smash that like, y'all. Shut me out. Trump is a sucker, says Jack Crawford. Any Trump supporter, says Brax Cash. The place makes no difference. You better bet he lose the war. He negotiated 300 billion. He paid to win. He paid to win. He padded his fall with 300 billion. He did the same shit Biden did with Kamala. He sent her to take his fade so he wouldn't go out as a loser in his retirement. Donald Trump padded his role with 300 billions of our money. You know what I'm saying? And then we got to pay another 300 billion for the operation Full Fury. You know, he went past his 90 days as his executive orders allow him to do, and Congress must have declared war if this is considered to be a war. I thought Congress had to declare that. The Senate and Congress had to make that decision, family. So there's a lot of stuff. Like a lot of y'all be talking like y'all know what y'all talking about, but explain some of this stuff. Now I know some Trump supporters that come full steam ahead. Like what's the guy name? Some random guy. The people over there. I mean, it's some Trump supporters out there, but seemingly it's the ones that should be against Trump that are supporting him the most. You know what I mean? Visible. You know what I mean? I see only black guys online, and that's just my opinion with Trump hats on. I mean, there's a lot of Trump supporters. I might the Trump supporters I see that are white guys, they got on suits looking like reformed KKK people. The guys that I see supporting Trump that's online, like with the content creator stuff, they're black guys with Trump hats on and MAGA hats and Trump waving the flag above their heads when they do their presentations. It's crazy, man. Smash that like what I have yet to see online is a Latino for Trump page. I'm pretty sure there is one, and I'll probably see it now once I spoke on it. You know, the YouTube is funny. What you talk about is what they feed you. Know what I mean? Smash that like. Ain't nobody blocking you, dude. YouTube is probably blocking you because you're probably saying something you ain't got no business saying. Don't you see that shit? That's Nightbot, dude. Nightbot's blocking you. You ain't saying shit. Why would I block you? What you saying is just your opinion. You know what I mean? Only thing can hurt you is the truth. You ain't saying shit but your opinion. So why should I be blocking you? Now, when you try to weaponize something against me, like not come in here and deal with the issue and just run your mouth, that's when I'll get you. I won't block you. I'll fire your punk ass. You know what I'm saying? So nah, you're not that important enough right now, dude. You're not saying nothing. You feel me? You're not saying a goddamn thing. Smash that like, y'all. 14 of y'all in here, man. Everybody double tap the stream. Linda, you done said that shit 100 times. Yes, 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 yes. Why do you feel like he's guilty, fam? Oh yeah. So are you Japanese or are you American? And don't give me American Japanese. You know what I mean? And how did your people manage to get in the South? Was it because of being put in one of those concentration camps that they put the Japanese people in during World War II when we was after right after they bombed Pearl Harbor? Was it one of those Japanese intern camps? They had the Germans there too, mostly in Texas. But this is my channel though, so if I just sit here, you'll say this is a echo chamber. So you know what I mean, Joey. Yeah, I said sorry, Holmes. It's Homes. Holmes is the dude that was with Sherlock, dude. Sherlock Holmes and Watson. Oh, you just a disgruntled American too, Joey. I see that now. Where you coming from a state of you probably taking Metamucil because you need some fiber in your diet. You can't really shit properly. You keep shitting bricks. So that it is what it is, family. Yeah, clout chasing, but I mean, no difference, whatever, between the MAGA cult and Trump supporters. It's the same exact thing. You can't have a cult without a dear leader, right? It's the cult of the personality that's being worshipped, sort of like Hitler, Fidel Castro. But we also do it in society and don't even realize like Apple products are worshiping the cult of the product. You know what I mean? We automatically assume Apple people that got an Apple phone are middle class, or you know what I mean, like, oh, you got an Apple. You know what I mean? Like we do it with everything, man. Even people that drink Coca Cola is looked at as an elite, opposed to people that drink Pepsi and RC, and I mean, like Mountain Dew is for rednecks and little kids. You feel me? That we already. I mean, y'all can't see that. The Vato does not put the L in there. They put the Z. Holmes, not Holmes with the L. Holmes. They put it's Holmes. I can tell you a stunner. Don't let me find out you watching old episodes of old movies like Colors and trying to, I mean, sound cool. Chilling, chilling, chilling. I can't. What's up with you, fam? Did the volume come back? Yeah, I know I was glitching. I had a call come through. Chilling, I can't. What's going on with you? Should the Hawaiians get reparations? I don't know. Should they? Are they fighting for them? I can't decide that for them. Should they? That's not one of my main concerns. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about all Americans, not just one group way out. You know what I mean? We got to stop putting ourselves in different interest groups. And the interest got to be in America and Americans. That's the interest group as a whole. Stop making up all these little pockets of interest groups. Smash that like. Living Color, Cult of Personality. That is a dope song. Living Color was that black rock group. What are you talking about, Joey? Because you quite the little slave master too, Joey. But it is what it is. Smash that like, y'all. Y'all share me out, man. Quite the little slave master, ain't you? MAGA Americans for America. Okay. Why not Americans for America, Godfather? And Godfather, this is like one of the first times that I heard you actually admit to being MAGA. I know you've been a pro Trumper because you get money and you're looking out for your investment. You probably invested a lot in them, and you seem like a pretty level-headed person. So that's your opinion. But to be honest, this is my, and it's not. It takes nothing away from your opinion. But this is my first time, and you wrote that shit in capital letters. I never saw you say you was MAGA. I know you was pro Trump though, but that's all good. Ain't nobody blocking you, Joey. When I block you, I'm gonna fire your ass. As a matter of fact, you say it one more time. I'm gonna fire your punk ass. Just hold your conversation. Whatever your opinion, you're free to express it here. But all that other shit, save it. You'll know when I block your ass. I don't block, I fire. Smash that like, wow. YouTube is probably censoring your shit. You're probably trying to say some more obnoxious stuff that don't make no sense no way. Chilling. What's up, Tony Hype? Cooling out, man. Yo, what about your boy Donald Trump paying that $300 billion? Why you think he paying that $300 billion if they won? I know you have been kind of pro MAGA, but I never heard you say make a text like that, like the MAGA stuff. Maybe you did when we first came across each other. Can a MAGA supporter please explain how Trump is so great? Okay, there we have a MAGA supporter right now. Godfather Bam Bam says, "Can a MAGA supporter please explain how Trump is so great?" You said you've been waiting for an answer for 10 years. Okay, while we got Godfather here, can you give him an answer, Godfather? Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. Smash that like, y'all. Share me out. You said Trump was better on the first term. That's the first time I heard somebody say that too. You sure you ain't been? You been drinking today a little bit, ain't you? A Godfather. You seem a little bit more looser in your thinking, freer in your thinking. That's the first time I heard you say that too. It was the first time I heard you say, well, then I realized that you said some MAGA shit, like MAGA put it in capital letters. Almost seeming fanatical because you know how I feel about capital letters. But I mean, knowing that man, you politicked a few times, you know, just you expressing yourself as American. But now somebody finally admits that this time Donald Trump is some shit. So that's what you saying. You support Donald Trump because of your familiarity with him. And Tony says, "What's the question that you've been waiting for 10 years?" You say he finally woke up. That is kind of right, admitting that. I admit that Trump was better in the first term and a little disappointed in the second term. Wow. So now you see the light. God damn, you think you made a misstep this time or you still gonna ride with it? BMC, in your opinion, would the tone be the same in the black community if the roles were reversed and Anthony shoved and the white dude stabbed him? No. No, because that would have been the norm. Usually, it's always some European getting the upper hand, whether it's by physically stabbing him or mentally stabbing him, or just putting out his light with the white privilege the bullshit. But nah, it wouldn't have been the same because now they're saying he's being looked at as a murderer when it was just a simple case of two young people fighting. Somebody died accidental. It wasn't a cold case of some serial killer type shit. And it's also looked at as an adult killed the kid when it was two kids involved. The black community as a whole is not speaking out. Americans are going against Americans because I see more white people taking up the fight for blacks, and that's on everything. I see more white people that getting involved in what's going on with black people and people of color than even black people, because they see the monetary in it. Because a lot of this shit don't matter, even the black people, unless they got a dog in the fight, like one of their family members, or they feel like going hanging out. Because you know it's food and them type of shits, and people hanging out. You might see some ladies out there. It don't be just generally because they want to fucking combat and fight for this dude Carmelo's justice. Smash that like, y'all. You will support anyone with MAGA ideology, even a supremacist godfather. Wow. You will support anyone with MAGA ideology. That does not make sense to me now that you text that. Are you sure you would support anyone with MAGA ideology? Smash that like, y'all. What did Trump do in his first term that was so great? Shout out Darren Conley. What's going on, Darren? Darren says, I'm on break and I'm tired of my taxes paying to feed those uneducated, lazy MAGA deadbeats of the 400 million on welfare. 85% are white and voted Republican. Go get a fucking job. Right, okay. Tony Hype says a lot. He kept Russia under control, did a lot of combat COVID, and got things done. Restocking completely depleted supplies. He did a lot for women. Media was biased and didn't report anything. So this is what Trump is supposed to have done his first time in office. Tony Hype. I voted Obama on his first term because he had some good points, but failed to execute any of them. Godfather, he couldn't because he was a member of the Democratic machine. Remember, while he was the president, old school people like Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden still looked at him like a junior partner in the firm. That's just the face of it because they needed something new and fresh for the face, but it still was dealt with the old backdoor Democratic politics. You understand? Smash that like, y'all. Smash that like, y'all. He's guilty, 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 huh? He did a lot for women. He isn't pro women rights. Russia had no sanctions under Trump's first term, and he handled COVID so bad they literally put a death toll all over the news. But COVID was crazy because anybody that died, seemingly they blamed it on that shit. That's my opinion. Anyone else remember the Obama promise of totally free, affordable health care? Okay, anybody remember the Trump promise when he said there was no guarantee the other day that there would be no new wars or no wars? And this Iran war is a new war because it's started out as Operation Full Fury and it's ended in $300 billion as the Iran war. Smash that like JF says he's guilty. That's what it is. Smash that like, y'all. We're gonna take a little break from this man and come back. Y'all catch me, you know what I mean, on the next one. Leave a comment below. Leave a comment below whether on some of the finer points of Trump or somebody that's gonna rebuttal it. You know, ain't no wrong with a little healthy conversation. You know what I mean? We don't have to debate. I mean, everybody got a different opinion because it's different and analytics and data that makes us come to these conclusions. So shout out Godfather, Bam Bam, and everybody else that came through. Leave a comment below, man. I'm gonna wrap this one up, fam.